about now. Hello, hello, hello. What would be six oscillators without some sort of train wreck? And we have a very good one tonight. Welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world, whenever you see this show, you're more than welcome to come back to this little oasis of synthtar, guitars, and any type of thing you hang over your neck, either being guitars or synthesizers, because we don't really do brass as in saxophones. You could hang that over your neck, but that's not what we hear. I hope they have a show as cool and as unexpected I'm gonna go for as this one, but if not, come on, we'll make a little room for you. Welcome to Six Oscillators, where guitars and synthesizers collide. Now it's official. Good. What are we gonna do tonight? What is all the fuss about? Today is mostly going to be about indulging me, because I need to do things, but at least one of them is a thing I understand some of you might be interested, because you might have been considering doing the same, or because you didn't thought it was possible to do the same, and you would like just to see how wrong do I get it, so you don't make the same mistakes. You can make your own, I won't stop you, but don't do the same ones. That would be unoriginal. You will be just copying my own mistakes. Although tonight I'm not alone, which is always a plus. We got with me one of my co-hosts, somebody I would love to be able to call a friend, and whenever possible I always call him for lunch, and never late. And in fact, seems like we're gonna be not alone. So first things first, please welcome my dear friend and co-host, Mr. Uncle Chrome. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Now you can.
There he is. Here I am. Here I am.
There you are. Did you survive NAMM?
I did. I didn't get too crazy with coverage. The key.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the keys to survive NAMM.
Yep.
And
I watched select items. So there's so much clickbait.
Oh, tell me about it. It's the whole point. It's a marketing exercise. We're gonna have a little a minute to talk about that, but well, in fact, we have a minute now because
Okay.
because don't look at the person behind the curtain. Things are happening, but not happening yet. So, what would you say was the thing that piqued your curiosity from NAMM?
I'm getting an Echo 2 synchrotron. What do I need to set? Do I have something set wrong?
Nope. Oh, do we have... Oh, sorry. I missed that. Hello. Welcome. I'm really surprised, Mr. Synchrotron, because I was on the understanding that by this time in your place of the world you were basically sleeping. As I should, but I'm a naughty boy. It's like a weekend. Let's do that. Oh, I'm glad. So, do you have an echo?
I have echo.
Do you? Okay, because I don't think I can do much about that. Unless... No, this is not it. Let me... Try again?
Okay. Nope, I still have it. I'm delayed like you're getting my YouTube feed or something.
Check if you have any open tab with YouTube.
I do, but
playing?
I have audio turned off.
Huh. Once again, what if we wouldn't have any technical issues? It wouldn't be 6 oscillators. That's a given.
I'll kill the tab. How's that?
Let's try that.
Is that better?
Give it another shout.
Hello. I still see I'm delayed.
Huh.
If I turn off echo cancellation, is that the thing I'm supposed to do?
You can try, yeah. That could.
Hello?
I don't know if the delay is gone, but your voice has gone funny.
Yeah. So much for that. I don't have any processing going on.
It's possibly just a second route that is going at the same time. Can you be hearing pre and post? As in straight direct monitoring and the program with a little delay?
How's that? Nope,
you sound fine to me, but I never heard any of the slapback.
Gosh.
That sounds good to me.
I can see a delay on my interface here. So the mic is channel 1, and then I'm coming out line 1 and 2. And there's a delay there. Let me pick a different output. Communications. Is that it? Hello? No. Make sure this guy isn't in the way. That's output. One, two.
Would you like me to put you back in the green room for a minute?
Well, it worked. We were just fine until we went go. So it was something. I feel like you did something, and you're turning me on.
I just mute you and unmute you. That's all I did.
Yep.
Oh wait. Oh wait a second. No. Say something.
Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What about now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me at all?
Yes.
I hear something, but I don't hear me.
Oh, now you do.
Hold on.
And put it. I think it was my bad, my mistake. Put it to where it was.
We got it. I just don't hear you. I don't hear me, but that's okay. I guess I shouldn't hear me.
If you have a blend, you can put it to direct monitoring. That way, you will hear yourself.
1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter. I don't need to hear me.
It's always good.
That's the problem. Well, no, I can hear me just fine right now.
Cool.
I won't shut up. Somebody shut me up, would you?
Never.
We got it.
One down.
We got it. Okay.
20 to go. Because now comes round 2.
Round 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, he managed to come on right on time, right on the turn of the hour. He has been here before. Another person, another co-host, another collaborator of 6 Oscillators that I would love to be able to call friend. But I'm just going to call him for the show right now. Hello, Mr. Guitar Fool. How are you doing, mate? Is yours working?
Hi.
Shut the fuck. I love you.
I can't help it.
Is everything good on your end?
I think
you got
so.
Sound? You can hear us?
Until my camera battery dies.
Tell me about it. That's why I try not to use batteries. I try to plug everything.
Too. It's his camera I'm using, so it could be his camera battery dying twice.
Well, this is the new Vivitar camera, and I got it through a powered USB hub, and the computer doesn't see it. I have to go straight. I don't understand it. I'll check it later. But I got another standby camera over there and a computer. So
don't get me wrong. I don't understand it neither. and everybody who knows me knows that I hate computers and they hate me back. But I'm gonna say this: not every USB hub is equal. Is made equal.
No.
So I don't assume that's the case, but I wouldn't be surprised at this point of the game.
Yeah.
With computers and microchips and oh, we got something new. Mr. Peter Mandelson Underpants. Hello. Welcome to Six Oscillators. If this is your first time, please don't hold it to us. Don't hold us to it. Don't seek revenge. We're gonna do our best to try to share some information. I wouldn't be so bold to call it knowledge, but some information, some experience, and tons of train wreck. Because tonight is gonna be saucy.
We're gonna do our best to make sure it isn't downhill from here.
Well, downhill will be good because it goes smoothly and on its own.
Yeah.
It drives itself.
Yeah, uphill's not fun.
Fade the blade.
Good. Let me just clean up. And so, what do we have today? As I said, tonight is a night to indulge me for basically three reasons. A, because I like to chat about I like to talk about NAMM and the stuff. If we saw, find, or have any thoughts, opinions, did we bought anything? Not me. In fact, let me try and get this together. Can I get this? How am I going to do these now? Because, oh, wait. I'm trying to get more people, because more is more, right? I was being told that more is more. So, I'm gonna do that. No, obviously not.
We like people with the right sauces.
We like people. People stupid, worries. Oh, sorry, worries are stupid. Okay, I'm gonna try this again, and it's not gonna be fun. If everything crashes, we'll be right back. We'll start again or start a different one. Because this is gonna take a minute. Because there's something we cannot tolerate in this program, which is letting people behind. And 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Jesus Christ! Oh, I don't have it anymore. God, that's a bummer. And a half. Have any of you have suffered the fact that Messenger, it's not an app on your desktop anymore? Now it's embedded in Facebook as usually. You need to go to your browser to use it.
Right. Yep.
Ah, bollocks. So that's not okay. Yeah, copy tasked. There. So, is coming to you. You know who I'm talking to, because you know I'm on the case, I think. If it doesn't work, go to the backstage in Discord. You can. I made it possible. And back to us. Cool. Very resonant. Is that? Huh? What? Sorry, catching up with the messages. Okay, media link earlier. Okay.
Andy and I are chatting about his new purchase, a filter.
Andy, which one?
Synchrotron Andy.
Okay.
Not synthetic Andy.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We Spaniards have the same. Everybody is either named Jose or Pepe, but I need to get used to that. So, back to In the Trail. So, what is today about? Today is about I'm gonna be taking part, helping up, and giving a kickstart push to this new event that is gonna happen in UK in the southwest of England, in the town of Dulwich, promoted by the YouTube channel ProSynth. Well, YouTube, Facebook, Discord, they're everywhere. TikTok. ProSynth Network, which they just finished their show. We're just piggybacking in their leftovers, kind of. And they want to start or try to start their own synth show on the southwest area, which is kind of electronically deprived. We're country people with farming lands and cows and farming and milking. And me myself, I found hard to find bandmates because around here everybody wants to either just play covers, as in Hit Parade, Top 40 covers, or blues or folk, or very ancient, easy-ish styles of music. And I want to play what I call synth metal. So yeah, I'm on my own. I'm really, it's like saying "ew" in a cave and then "ew, ew." But nobody comes around. And even so, I managed to find a guitar player. Now I just need a drummer, but obviously I can't have a normal drummer, so I need a drummer with a digital drum kit. You wouldn't think that every drummer now in 2026 would have one, at least for practice. No, mate. No, down here, they all play very loud crash cymbals, toms, and they don't want even to hear the word sampler or trigger. So, yeah, I'm on my own. So, this event called Synth Southwest, which has been promoted in PSN every week, as it should, until the day, which is meant to be 21st of March 2026.
What is that, like
is going to have
7 weeks away?
Yeah.
Fast.
I'm going to start hating you.
That'll be spring. It's called spring.
It's already spring down here, because this winter down in the southwest is being almost non-existent. We had 2, maybe 5 days of winter, as in ice and flakes, not really down snow, but flakes pouring down here. Because the southwest of England, probably because the proximity to the channel between England and France, or I don't know, just because weather, it's surprisingly mild weather compared to the north of France.
Maryland is like that. We're a weird pocket in sort of the different flows of major weather systems and all, and so a lot of stuff misses us.
So yeah,
a lot of stuff hits us.
Sorry about that.
When we get hit good. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish introductions, because finally he's back. I tried to prevent him to come in because I don't like him at all. It's despicable, but I don't mean it. I'm just telling lies, because it's co-founder of Six Oscillators, co-host as often as he wants to be, and another person I would love to be able to call friend, Mr. Synthetic.
How's it going?
I thought you're the California hippie boy.
Well, I live in hippie country, and I went to UC Santa Cruz, but I'm not a hippie, so.
Not anymore.
Nah, it just never was my thing. I mean, I'm vegetarian, so maybe that qualifies me a little bit.
You're hippie adjacent.
But I'm all my life is tech and science stuff. And hippies aren't really science people, so.
Please don't mention tech. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm going to be taking part in that event, which is gonna be demonstration, sharing, showcasing of electronic music gear. Eurorack, I'm going to be bringing my Rompler collection. Korg is going to be there, so they might be even bringing the new mechanical thingy if they have one copy down here in England.
Since you brought that up real quick, I did have a few moments to play with it at actually not at NAMM, it's too busy. Buchla and Friends had it as well. And
you talking about the kalimba?
It's the Phase 8.
Phase 8.
Yes. Yeah, and it's clever, but for the money, it's not as much sonic territory as you would expect. It is well built, and it is a cool idea. I'm glad they finally came out with it, but for over $1,000, it's not.
Oh, is it over 1,000? Okay, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's not really as variable as I had hoped. I'd have more fun, I think, with my Coma Field Kit that I already have, and some modular stuff that kind of plays with those sensors and things like that.
I guess this Phase 8A is a proof of concept of different territories to probably test the waters. Not test.
Oh, for sure.
Test.
I mean, I'm not throwing any shit on it. It's a really cool idea, and it does have nice timbres in it. But also, you quickly run out of stuff to do with it. Once you've used all the gadgets it comes with, it has like these
it's a one-trick pony in a way of speaking. I get that. Yeah. But first of all, I'm sure there's at least 5 people in America who don't think a grand for that particular palette is too much. At least 5 people.
So guitar, right? Guitar is very plain until you start putting effects on it and distortions and stuff. But the pickup of a guitar has a certain sound, right? And this has pickups on it, and it's picking up the timbres of a tine being struck or vibrated or whatever. And just like piano. Piano, you can have different qualities of piano, right? Based on how many strings on each thing and the wood and a bunch of other components, a million other components, right? But at the end of the day, it's still a piano until you do something weird like a piano or some other effects on it or something like that.
A flute.
Look at it this way: for hundreds of years, they were fine with the guitar, and then they put electronics on it. Now everybody's fussy about every little bit of it.
And all these idiots want to do MIDI with it and everything, and
yeah, who would want to do that? Turn it into a synthesizer. Synchrotron, I'm with you, buddy. Like a 5-octave. I said, I want the tines to be like room-sized,
But can it be retuned? I thought in the Loop Pop video he said that you could be transposed. I said, you still only have 1 octave to play it instantly, but I think you can jump it some steps up and down.
Yeah, but still it's not the same as it.
So part of the problem is it has these little screws to lock down the little tines, right? And so already you have to have some tools with you because they didn't make it like little knobs, right? I would have made it little knobs, so it cries for experimentation in the field. You just grab it and play with it. So you twist it and have it loose, so it's tight enough to keep its tune once you've tweaked it, but you can slide it while you're playing it. It just out of the box, it's like already kind of locked in a certain way, and you have to engage with it a little bit further to push the envelope, basically. So
yeah. I get it. I mean, as I said, we always saying, who is going to bring the next new thing? And when they bring the next new thing, then we cry that it's either too expensive, it's too small, it's too limited. It's all of the above.
I mean, A for effort, it's a new thing. It's cool.
It's an ingredient, not a meal.
Exactly. So, back to that. Because of the...
And for $59, I'll buy one. No.
Or 2.
That's what I said.
For $59, better buy 2.
Well, you mentioned kalimba. I mean, you've seen those ones out there that have built-in pickups, built-in effects, or at least an output to go to effects, ready to go.
Noise box.
Yeah,
put a clip on the side and springs and all kinds of
exactly. Yeah, and like that Noise Garden one that has all that stuff hanging on it. You can pluck it and so it's.
And, Jeff and
there's options out there. So as I was trying to explain.
Build their own. They build some incredible ones and stuff. Yeah.
They did. So I was trying to explain. Jeff?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You build noise boxes?
Yes, he does.
He's saying no, and then he turns the camera, and there's this 10-foot tall noise box. 500 implements hung off of it.
No, He agreed. He said yes. There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh wait, that reminds me a lot to 2500 module.
No,
Maybe it's the colors.
Music from outer space.
Oh,
I've got them
those
all.
are great.
I've got them all.
Ooh,
Yeah,
this-
it's really
this
cool when
one-
that guy died.
This
Really
one's cool
stuff.
because it's got an amp speaker and batteries in it, so you can just run around with it.
Parkbench
What
compatible.
was the founder's name again? I forgot. He died several years ago. He was cool.
Ray Wilson,
Ray Wilson. Yeah, he was amazing.
he was a good guy.
So, as I was saying, Synth Southwest is going to be come, touch, learn, listen to different electronic devices through the exposition to, at this time, that to my knowledge is going to be 3 performances. I think Ian J. Cole is going to be performing possibly a couple of hours after the opening, which is meant to be 10 a.m. The band Bang Bang Clang, I think is a duo, they're gonna be doing a lengthier set around 1 p.m. I think, or noon. And my seed, my kernel of a future band that might develop on something really interesting, which is, as per today, me and my guitar player, we're gonna be also doing a 15-20 minute set, 3 songs, very quick, very easy, under the name of HCO. We are human controlled oscillators. Da, 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 da.
Excellent.
I know it's cheesy, but I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
So, and that is gonna take the showcase all the way up to 5 p.m. It's gonna be a break. I think it's like 2 or 3 hours until 8 p.m. where the main concert, the main performance, musical performance, not in the same venue. I think it's very close the street or something like that, on a proper theater-like venue. And that is gonna be counting with Mr. Dr. Matt Mainley is gonna, and I'm not gonna say it's the only reason why I'm keen and I'm excited to go and watch that performance, because it might be the only chance I will ever have, and probably many other people, the only chance they will ever have to actually listen to Tyann Wynn perform live. Tyann Wynn is the easiest way to describe it, although please allow me that I'm making very loosely and taking many liberties and concession. You could call them like the British version of and now I'm blanking the name, Hans Zimmer. Thank you. He does his work is basically for television and film, and he's done many projects for BBC programs, including the last, I'm not even sure if it's been released or is being released as we speak, edition of, is it David Attenborough?
David Attenborough? No, the Walking with Dinosaurs stuff.
Yeah.
The BBC. It's not Attenborough, I don't think.
I thought it was him. Okay.
No.
Yeah, they were Walking with the Dinosaurs, CGI.
By the way, may I be so bold to say, in some ways, he has surpassed Hans Zimmer because he does it all by himself. Hans Zimmer has minions.
Tons of them.
Ty does it all by himself in an amazing setup at home. It's pretty wild.
Zimmer's minions have minions. That's
Exactly. Yeah.
At this point, yes, they do. That's true.
And if you've heard Ty's stuff, he's commented on stuff on the pub before, and I've tracked down some of his little links, and
it's amazing, isn't it?
He's very talented. Yeah, he knows all the terms, all the orchestral terms.
Mm-hmm.
He knows about the layout of an orchestra, the first, second, third violins, and where they sit in the thing, and how to play those in, and how to do all that stuff. It's pretty amazing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For one guy to do all that is a lot.
So I'm really curious to see what he brings into the stage, and at least have a chance to listen to him live, which to me makes all the difference. And I'm just blanking out who else is going to play.
Reference for Ty, right? So who knows what he's going to do? He could do anything.
Well, he
In
did a
fact-
Sonic State EMOM, the first one they did a while back, and that was pretty cool. If you go back and watch that, that's pretty clever.
Oh, he did an imam. Amazing.
Yeah, when Nick did the first one.
Okay.
And Nick was amazing on that as well. Go back and listen to Nick's. Oh shit, it's really good. Yeah.
So, for instance, one of his jobs, of Ty Angwin's jobs that I'm aware, I think it was called, what was it? Orchestrated. He did a rebuild.
Yeah, for Midyear, the
with
Ultravox
Midyear
stuff.
from
I just heard that a
Ultravox.
couple months ago for the first time. It's amazing.
It is. It is really, really, because I agree with his sensibility, his aesthetic, the way he mixes textures with electronics, even when you don't hear the electronics, but mostly orchestral work, very fine orchestral work. I think is definitely worth the punt. It's a very cheap ticket just to see him and see the other ones. As I said, Dr. Medley, and I'm blanking right now. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. So, I'm gonna be performing in the day, and I need to get my gear ready. So I'm gonna be using my 55. That's a given. That's gonna be go twice, and one of them is I'm gonna be playing from my bass guitar. Problem is the bass guitar I have with my GK-3B. Yeah, GK-3B. It's a 6-string, it's heavy, and it's not exactly the tone I'm after, right? So for a long time, I wanted to buy another pickup and install it in one of my new 5-strings because it's more comfortable, it's more practical, but allows me to perform on a completely different way, a little more energetically and faster stuff. And in the meantime, in between, I had that thought, and I managed to get hold of the pickup, as in actually buy them because they're not cheap. There's little pesky thingies. I also got into testing a new horizon of instrument in bass guitar, new to me, obviously, which is the multiscale paradigm. Which, in fact, I'm gonna give you a little glimpse.
A quick question for you. I know we like the 13-pin stuff. I still have a GK3 to put on one of my guitars, but any reason you didn't do a Fishman triple play?
Because Fishman is Wi-Fi. It has a 5-meter range, is wireless, and it needs a laptop.
USB. They have USB, right? Isn't it USB?
Needs a laptop.
Yeah.
It
needs a laptop. I thought it could do host mode.
No.
Oh.
The pickup sends Wi-Fi MIDI in its own protocol language. I say Wi-Fi because I think I'm not sure if it's the wavelength and the protocol of Wi-Fi or the protocol of Bluetooth, but it's a very short range, and is the laptop that takes that information and makes the conversion a MIDI.
Because according to the write-up, you can actually plug it right into a tablet or iPhone as well. You don't have to
a computer. Any computer.
But I mean, even something simple like that is cool.
But I need a computer. I don't want that. I don't want computers on my stage. The day I put a computer on my stage is the day I want me to put me in the straight jacket.
Well, they never made a DIN 5 version, right? That's the only one they have, right?
What do you mean?
MIDI DIN 5. They never made a hard
triple play.
Yeah.
No, because triple play was designed and Fishman seems, I'm just reading between the lines, okay? I'm just riffing off. Seem like they found their niche on home producers, bedroom producers. Yes, I want to input my music into my DAW with my guitar, but I don't need a stage. I don't need to share it with other wireless signals. So I'm not aware of anybody testing how strong is that connection, not only in length and in stability, but also if it has to fight with handheld mics, in-ear monitor systems, all in the very high FM or UHF, or even what is the Wi-Fi band? Is this 800 something?
It's nine something. It's in the near the gigahertz range. 9 something.
Yeah, 900 megahertz. But
actually, same as the resonant frequency of water, the microwave. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, funny.
Eddie, I'm sorry, I got to run.
You can heat your coffee with it.
The kids
Okay.
are screaming about something or another. Let me run off and deal with them and come back.
Not a problem. You'll be back. I know that. So, and yep, Triple Play found his own market niche in let's stick to laptop work. Obviously, I'm totally sure somebody in USA or in the world is using Triple Play on stage. I'm sure. I just don't want to. I still find that the Roland paradigm is still the only one that is stage ready.
Yeah, the only reason I
it's not
asked
the
is
best
because
either.
I was considering getting a triple play set up on a mobile guitar and
Mhm.
having an iPad or iPhone with me at all times to do
Mhm.
stuff like that, because 13 pin is not mobile. It's just not.
But first of all,
It's chord.
right before, okay, the dead of the 13 pin was Boss GM800, was the advent of the GK5 pickup. That's when they discarded the 13 pin paradigm, right? Boss is not going to use it. Roland is not going to use it, and any minute now they're going to stop supporting it. Okay. We've touched the GK5 paradigm. Now it's just one TRS cable. It's still a cable. It's still not wireless, but it's just a TRS, more common, but has other limitations, right?
Yeah.
Right before that happened, while the whole world, SynthStar world, was still in 13-pin technology, there was a company who just had launched a wireless GK unit. It would take all 7 channels of audio and
Yeah, I wish I would have had that. It's nice.
I don't know what happened to them. They're probably still producing them for the people, for all the back catalog, all the people who still have tons of 13 pins. Because remember that GR55 was the last Roland unit, SY1000 was the last Boss unit, all in 13 pin technology. But there's GR33s, GR30s, GR1s still making the rounds. So there's a lot of people who's still using on a mostly daily basis the technology. So I'm not sure they went bankrupt, but they finally made it wireless. I can afford one. I would love to. And if they want to send me a test unit, oh, hell yeah. But
Yeah, because the triple play is about the same price as a GK3. So I found them online for just over $200. So
the whole system?
Yeah.
Or just the pickup?
Well, the pickup thingy, yeah. The stuff you really need, right?
Yeah, as I said, I think Triple Play is just the pickup because all the tech is just sending the data into the laptop, which I think they use either a box or a dongle, and then it's the laptop that does all the heavy lifting
on the box. So
yeah, but yeah, as I said.
But I would just use it with this guy, and then I got a mobile,
Yeah, but how do you connect that to a PA?
You can.
I know you can, but how? It's flimsy. It's delicate.
But for practice purposes and learning new stuff, that's why I want to do it.
And that's what I mean. That's why Triple Play has its place at home. It's for practice. It's for in my bedroom on a safe environment, very close quarters. I don't think Triple Play. In fact, I've never ever seen any big stage with anybody on a Triple Play. Whenever the stage gets decent size, all I see is 13 pin technology.
Well, yeah, definitely. You don't want to put wireless on a live stage. That'd be good.
That's what I mean.
But plenty of computers on stage, right? If you had USB with a computer, that would be fine because people use computers on stage all the time.
To my knowledge, and I'm talking pro level, not just Weekend Warrior, pro level, everybody who puts a laptop for any reason on stage is usually putting a redundant system with 2 laptops with an auto switcher. Sure. The minute one laptop goes down, the other one takes over.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I don't want. I don't want to make my
I get it. You don't want to have it go out on you. Right.
An IT session, if you know what I mean. I want to try and keep it music related, okay?
Sure.
Handcrafted. So,
like Ian will bring his iPad out for some of his EMOMs and stuff, and he likes that a lot. So,
but once again, EMOM is a short, very close quarter. It's a completely different. I don't see. I haven't seen yet, and I know it's about to happen, or
I mean,
just
only
not
like
aware
Jordan
of,
Rudess or something like that would be a pro using stuff like that on a regular basis.
of anybody bringing two iPads to Glastonbury to make a rave session. Yeah, you see them with the Denons or with the Pioneers, which
Well,
are
plus it's
basically
too wet there
laptops.
anyway, right? You wouldn't put iPad out in the wet.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not. Some
But I
techs are
wouldn't bring my
not really
GK
stage
box
ready.
either. That would get destroyed. I don't know. I'd be scared about that too.
The GK? No,
Yeah.
I mean,
Not the pickup
the
of the
thing
box.
is, okay, I'm gonna show you in a minute. The box is usually either a float unit like GR50, like 55 SY1000, or a rack unit like RG or 50. I have it from Yamaha, or the one that Guitar Fool has, the TerraTech Axon 100 rack units that do the conversion analog to MIDI basically. They're all designed for the road. They were all built with the road in mind, including the Roland ones. Triple play, I don't think was ever conceived to be taken out on the road on a pro or semi-pro level. That's the sad part. They could have done it, but they decided not to. In fact, they decided to move most of the R&D budget into the Fluence pickup technology, which is another breakthrough and another thing that we should talk about in one of the shows.
Sure.
So, going back to why I'm trying to do this show and what am I doing trying to do this show is I got a multiscale, which is this little puppy. No, the picture is not wonky. It's actually the way it is. Each string has its own length, which makes that the bridge and the frets and the nut, which I cannot show in this picture, come on an angle because each string is shorter than the previous.
Yeah, how
Basically,
do you like it?
I
How do
love
you
it.
like playing it? It doesn't feel weird at one end or the other to you. Some players don't like that.
It took me as long as 3 minutes and a half to get used to the frets.
Oh, great!
Because I'm on a level that, or I reached a level that I don't need to look at my fingers on the fret, right? I got some muscle memory, some extensions, and I try to, if this is an A, then I know that this is a G. Yeah. Try to go by reference, right? A little bit by here, a little bit by physics. How am I stretching? Oh, if I stretch it, so that's an E, that's an F. Okay, if it's less, oh, it could be a C. Oh, yes, it's a Z. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you've
I know.
You've
I know
done
exactly,
that.
Yes. I used to play all different scale length instruments, one right after the other. And
then the multi-scale, if you look at it, I'm not going to be playing it today, but another time I might show it. When you go up the fretboard, you start doing this.
Yeah, you're just doing this.
And it's exactly the fanning that the frets are doing. So if you don't look at it, don't think on it, try to do your muscle memory on it, you always will find the right spot. You might have to rethink or reposition a little bit, but on bass you're kind of doing it anyway to try to match the intonation, right? Even more if you go fretless, which would be the solution for this. But it's basically the thin string, which would be, here would be the first. Going back to the previous show when we were talking about tunings and stuff, 5-string, let me bring 5-string. Can I do?
I know the whole justification is to keep the tension on the strings all the same.
So yeah, 5-string is basically the 4 strings of a standard electric bass guitar, plus a string that is a fifth lower, right? So it goes lower. Some people at one point have taken the 5-string and add what the 6-string usually adds, which is a lower string, the same one that the 5 has, and a higher string. So standard bass guitar from treble to bass would go G to E to E1. Yep, E1. 5-string standard would go G to B0, right? A standard 6-string would go from C, a fourth higher than the G, from C to B0. The reason for the fan frets and multiscale is to be able to tune down the standard tuning, to go lower than you used to the point that because guitars launched the 7-string, which added the B2, a fifth lower string on the bottom, that was the 7-string, but Kiss started getting the B tuning and getting it to C sharp, to A and G, dropping it half step, a full step, to the point that they wanted to go even lower and lower, so they came with the 8-string, which it went all the way to F. Wait, said B2, so that means to be F2, right? So another fifth down. Because of that F sharp 2, in fact it's an F sharp because it's a perfect fifth down, is when bass players start and say, okay, I need to do the bottom, I want to do the octave down of that string, so my B string needs to go a fifth down. Okay, that is too flabby or too thick. So one of the ways to compensate for those two flabby strings is to get the scale longer.
Yeah.
And that's why, although this guitar comes from factory tuned from G to B 0, I had it retuned, although not reset, which is one of the reasons why I want to do what I want to do, to go from D, which is basically I brought everything a fifth down from D to F sharp 0, and I loved it. It's amazing with enough amplification, obviously, because you go in electric and gain, not so much as you might think, because the string itself, because of the tuning, gives you a ton of growl, and because of the extra scale, so a standard bass guitar is meant to be 34 inches long. This one goes to 37 inches long on the bottom string. So those extra 3 inches gives you enough tension to compensate, but keeps a lot of harmonic content into it. So it gives you a lot of growl just because of the tuning. Then it's up to you how much extra compression and gain, whatever you want to play, which I do want to go all the way in, and I will. So, but as I said, I didn't reset the guitar. What would it take to reset the guitar? Not only resetting the bridge for intonation, but also cutting a new nut for a new gauge of strings, because I'm using a standard gauge for B tuning, just tuned down, just looser, and it's a little too loose for fast playing and for pick playing. On finger I can compensate the energy, so it still behaves kind of, and raising the action you compensate for the extra flabbiness. But because I want to do the performance on Synth Southwest, and because one of the virtues of GR55 is the custom engine, basically, which is Roland language for DSP modification of your guitar tone to make it sound like a different guitar. That was the initial technology, but then they decided, hey, if we can make a guitar sound like a bass or a bass sound like a guitar, what stops us from making the guitar sound like a synth? So they did. In fact, and it was kind of a Roland developed the chips, but Boss I think developed all the firmware, because as far back as Boss GT5, the synth algorithm is inside. It's very crude, it's monophonic, it has a limited range of lower strings to prevent from misdetections or mistriggering. But everything from GT5, 5, 6, 8, 10, 100, 1000, 1000 I think is the first one that didn't include the synth algorithm. And the third virtue of the custom engine is that you can retune digitally, as in like a whammy, Digitech whammy pedal would do, or a pitchfork from Electro Harmonics, or any other Boss pitch shifter would do, electronically would allow you to retune the guitar. Problem is, out of a 1/4-inch signal, back in the day, into any pitch shifting device, you could only shift every note a specific amount. With intelligent shifting, you manage to shift them on an intelligent way, abiding by a scale. So it would do perfect major thirds when required and minor thirds when required, if that's the interval you wanted to play. But what GK divided hexaphonic technology brought is that, yes, you can pitch shift the guitar, but now you can specify per string the shifting that you want. And because it's just DSP based and it's basically software based, it can done it in a millisecond. So basically you can be swapping tunings in your guitar, not physically but acoustically, by switching presets, stomping on it, right? And that's the reason why I want to try if I can install my new GK-3B into the multiscale, so I don't need to recut the nut or go higher engage on the strings. So I can go down to F# 0 by the custom engine, by the retuning. We got a rumble there. Can anybody hear it?
It's not me.
Okay. It's gone. Cool. So that's one of the things I want to get to it, because I need to have it done before the show, before it's in Southwest. Then the second is, because I'm gonna be busy, get you a little talking if you have something that you want to talk or comment about NAMM. Obviously, we had something in this, a couple of news in Discord that were really interesting, but I didn't manage to bring it to the show. So, a little bit of using of the guest, Synthetic. Do you think you could tell us a little bit or show us a little bit? Did you have any media you can share here?
Oh, give me 1 second. Somebody just walked in, so hold on.
Okay. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna start turning everything. Because there's lighting going these ways, I don't want to blind in anybody. I think I'm gonna mute this front camera. I'm gonna go into the desk with the other cameras and start showing also. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do here. Because I want to go through the manual, because that's gonna be a big point of contention. Just give me a little second. Thought I had it ready, but I didn't. This is it. Come for the information, stay for the train wreck.
So what do you have to do to install this pickup?
I'm gonna do the mechanical attachment, basically. In another show, or hopefully the next show, we'll, if we don't have time today, which I don't think we will, we'll be doing the setup, the software setup in 55, to explain all the details, all the possibilities, and everything is available.
Will there be power tools today?
Not power, because handling guitars with power tools is usually never a good a good thing to do.
No saber saws or
No table saws,
compound
no
miter
band saws,
Whenever you can, you got to use
no pneumatic nail gun. That's not gonna happen today. In fact, I'm gonna even hand screw and de-screw. And that's another thing I'm gonna be explaining in a really minute second. Cool. We're gonna start with that one.
What did you want me to do? Sorry, I got distracted there.
Do you have anything you could talk about from NAMM or from Bookland Friends?
There was a lot of stuff going on. I mean, I for those who haven't seen them, I do live coverage at every event like that, so I have lots of live videos to watch. I didn't have time to put chapters in yet, so unfortunately, they're large chunks of video that you have to basically browse, put on the background, and tune in when you're interested, or just kind of hop around manually with the with your mouse on the timeline. But yeah, there's so much good stuff. I mean, I helped out a bunch of Dina's booth, the Art Foundation booth, so I wasn't walking around the entire time. And Bookland Friends, I did end up going like a half hour before they closed the first night, because there was a live event I also streamed with the live performances. It was pretty cool. And then I went back the next day for the whole day, and they had like, for example, they had the a bunch of synths there. I mean, I don't want to talk too much about synths since this is a guitar synth show, but
why not?
Well, I mean, just because they're too specific, key-based synths, right? So like the Magnolia was there, which is really cool. I've been wanting to try one of those for a while, and there was a line for it, and I just didn't get a chance to get back to it when it was not busy. I always wanted to try that one. It's a weird boutique-y synth, but but they had plenty of cool modular stuff there. Great performances too. I didn't get a chance to upload them yet, but I have a Suzanne Ciani performance that's amazing. And this guy did a thing on the Marimba Lumina. If you ever saw that, it was one of Bukla's MIDI controllers that looks like a big marimba, and it's a wicked performance. It's so expressive, and the timbres are nasty, and it's great. It's just really really cool. But so I still need to upload that and a couple other short videos. But yeah, nothing. I mean, most people, if they saw the news and watch shows like Listen Network and Ramsey and stuff like that, they already know kind of what's going on with what was released or what was supposedly released or going to be released, and so nothing new to call out there really. It was pretty much what you expected. I did notice that the guitar floor was not quite as noisy this year as it usually is. You hear this like as you get closer and closer, to the point where it's like, and I can't imitate it because I'll blow your thing out. But it's just this cool as like a little snippet, like background noise if you're like granular stuff on it or something. But really obnoxious when you're in that room trying to talk to people, trying to listen to something, and there's just constant noise in the background the whole time. So it wasn't as bad this year, except for some of the demo areas where guys were blasting like super loud. But
obviously,
yeah, that area is always pretty annoying. What really bothers me is the drum section. You get some amazing drummers playing whatever, and they tend to the guy will go jam, do some whole crazy thing, right? And then like after just like 15-20 seconds, some guy goes like that, like too much, you know. It's like, he's demoing your gear, it sounds good, don't you want to get people how excited about your gear? Meanwhile, the guitar area is super noisy and the drum area is only occasionally noisy. So
did you see any of the loudness police?
No, I mean, they did. So the synth area wasn't very loud, of course, as usual as well. Although they did go nuts when Lisa Belladonna did her demo, which is amazing.
I watched that. Hell yeah!
Did you see that? Did you see the thing I uploaded? The stream?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Also, the Rachel Flowers, I think her name is. She's a blind girl who's now she became like a prodigy early on, and now she's like in her 30s, I think. But she was like channeling Keith Emerson. So because of the fact that she's probably never encountered the Emerson modular before, and the fact that they wanted to have her audio performance be perfect, because the Emerson modular literally was not working days before the show. So Brian Kehoe did a whole really cool talk. It's also in the same video, I think, or video before that, where he talks about the history of the Emerson modular from Moog and all the changes to it and all this clever stuff they've done to it over time. And but it's finicky, right? It works. It sounds great, but they didn't want her performance to get messed up by some glitches. So they used they used Arturia controllers, and they're controlling the Moog Modular V from Arturia to give her the sounds dialed in from someone actually went through and did the trouble doing Emerson sounds on that.
Cool.
Dialed in, so she could play like Tarkus and all these other performances, and it's crazy. You know, she's just. If you close your eyes, Keith Emerson was playing there. Basically, it was wild.
Well, that's exactly what I had to do because my time for YouTube is basically in working hours, and they don't allow us to watch it. I just listen to it, and yeah, it was amazing. It was really interesting and really.
Yeah, so those are my favorite moments, as well as a few like tweaking around on some stuff that I hadn't tried before. But the Korg booth was so horribly. If you saw the video when I first walked into the Korg booth, it was so small this year, or they just shifted some stuff around. So in order to get to the Phase 8 and a few other things, you had to kind of like squeeze in between people uncomfortably, right? More than usual, just to get around. It just made it way too small. And so that made it annoying, right? But one of the miracles of the show is this is the first year, even though as far as I know, nothing changed. This is the first year where I was able to walk the entire primary hall, A through E or whatever it is, A through D, whatever, without any Wi-Fi or serious glitches.
Yep,
which is
I testify.
It's totally shocking.
You know, and the sound was good. The only thing, I mean, it's another criticism is just be aware of. The only thing that gets me uneasy with your videos is that you're looking at your camera is facing away from you, so you're looking at the screen of the phone. I assume it's a phone. Is that right?
That's why I miss the comments when they come through, because I'm too busy concentrating where to put the camera and where I'm going and stuff. So,
but the problem is that the microphone is getting your audio is the one that's looking at you, not at what the camera is looking.
Yeah, that's one of the issues. When I went headphones one year, I couldn't find. YouTube is weird. You have to basically use
the default ones.
With the iPhone, you have to use the Apple branded thing to get the microphone to work. I tried all the adapters using different third-party headphones, and even though the stripes are there, it will not route the microphone for some reason. So, and I didn't get a chance to buy another one before I left for the show. So, yeah, it does favor the back because it thinks you're podcasting, right?
Yep.
But luckily, stuff was loud enough in most areas where it probably wasn't a problem.
Most of it, was.
But sometimes when people talk, it's a little tricky. Now, I'll try to turn sometimes or get next to them, move around a little bit to try and help that a little bit. As long as I can, try and keep them in the
No. I know.
But
it's just.
I know what you mean. It's that's definitely something I'll fix for next time.
The only little blemish to your wonderful coverage of the.
Because I can't use the Bluetooth ones because they often don't handle the noise level and some of the frequencies in the room, and you get this weird kind of feedback sound.
Yeah, it's not as focused. It's more like omnidirectional. I get it.
And it's compressed to hell too. It doesn't sound good.
Oh yeah. I mean, everything on a smartphone is processed to the.
No, I mean the Bluetooth signal itself.
Yeah.
The audio gets messed up. So
that is even worse. Let me just welcome the late pupil to the class. We've been waiting for you because I think I'm gonna need you a backup to understand about strings and tuning and multiscale. Mr. Droid Void, welcome back.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
How you doing?
Hello.
Good.
Having a
Can you
good
hear
day?
me?
Yep.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Good.
Huh?
So, do you have any comments about NAMM? Any ideas, anything that grabbed your attention?
I don't know if you guys talked about it yet, but that shark guitar was very impressive.
I don't think you could share that video, could you?
Yeah, let me see. Let me see if I can.
Cool. Give you a minute to do that while I'm gonna start with the process, otherwise this is gonna take until the silly hours in the morning. So, as I'm sharing here, this is actually the manual. It's the best way to go through it and to understand what are we talking about. And this is let me see, because sadly I cannot do, oh wait, can I do, can I do this? Because now browsers have split screens. Ain't that interesting? Duplicate, no, it's not letting me. Wait, how do you split screen in Edge?
What if you could clean your retainer at the touch of a button? No more brushing or tablets. Over 4 years ago, our team of engineers knew there had to be a quicker, easier, and more effective way to deep clean all appliances. After scouring through the research, we discovered the hidden crisis. With the worldwide rise of oral appliance usage, unhygienic appliances have become an epidemic, with acid-producing bacteria.
Okay.
Now,
I didn't even share it yet. That's not good.
Okay, so split screen with this and this. That should show me. Yeah. So, and you can see even more of the page, which is awesome. And you can see, can you see my pointer? Not really.
Only when you move.
Yeah, we can see.
There you go.
Only when it stays there. Good. So, for those who have experience installing this, we're just gonna go through it again for anybody who has not, or anybody that has not dealt with the base version. That's what the B in the GK-3B stands for, because that's the base variant. As you can see, the main body of the system is exactly the same. There's no change there. Okay. The only change is actually in the bar, the pickup bar. First thing you're gonna notice is we don't have pole pieces visible in this one. They're totally covered in plastic. I'm gonna show you in a second. Second thing you're gonna notice is we don't have radius adjustment in this pickup. They don't consider that bass guitar dealt too much or enough, even less if it's a 4-string, because let's be honest, most 4-string guitar are not set to the radius of the fretboard. They're kind of on a ramp. They're, can you see what I'm doing? It's just, you kind of make a
they converge to flatness.
Because it's only 4 strings, so giving radius to that is almost non-noticeable, and some people find it awkward. But what it was, I assume it should have been back in the day, because I wasn't there. It should have been back in the day. Something very good to welcome is the fact that because of the technology of the hexaphonic divided guitar, as in they first designed the pickup and the technology for guitars, 6 strings, standard guitar. Then when they decided to try to expand to bass guitar players as well, they found themselves on, oh, we're not going to design a 4-pole piece pickup now. We already have the machining for 6, and we have the wires, and we only have to house it on a bigger, wider spread pickup. So from the get-go, the bass pickup is always been 6-string bass. Say, yeah? Okay. So, which for people like me, it's awesome, because I love extended bass guitars, 5-string, 6-string, having gone to 7-string because my fingers are not long enough, but never say never. But obviously, all the people who didn't want to do that, who wanted to stick to 4-string bass guitars, they found themselves with kind of a silly amount of pickup overflowing outside the string range. I don't know what that feels, and I don't know anybody who can tell me what that feels. So let's assume that it wasn't that bad. So what do we have here, which is something that is very much necessary on bass guitars, is, if you can see my pointer, these 2 little divots here you can see in this view, but we're gonna, on a next figure, it will show. It's not to set the convexity of the string radius, but to spread the pickup heads wider or narrower.
Cool.
Because a Fender P bass has a narrower string spacing than a Fender Jazz bass, let alone a Rickenbacker, let alone a... If something is really different from bass guitar to bass guitar, is at the bridge, although many of them are very similar, close to the nut, close to the neck. At the bridge, there's a plethora of options of string spacing, depending on what is your primary technique. If you're going to be playing with pick, if you're going to be playing with plucking fingers, of thumping fingers on your thumb, or if your bag is slap bass. You need different string spaces for those techniques. That's why you have such a huge variety of bass guitars out in the wild. So I'm not aware when was this pickup released. I'm gonna say 90s, very late 90s, but probably noughties, to the point that they consider all that. Also, I'm not aware, please tell me if you know, of the GK2 pickup having any bass version. Any of you have ever seen one of those?
No idea.
Thought so. So, apart from that, everything is the rest. They make a point of this center marker. Here is... No, if I do this... No, it's not doing it. Wait. Yeah, here. No? Doesn't show. Damn it. Wait. Yeah, because I'm sharing a tab. I need more screens. Not really. There's a center line that they call center marker, because that's basically what the best reference they can give you to position the pickup properly aligned with the strings, which is what we're gonna be testing, because on the 5-string, on the multiscale, basically it's gonna need to go on an angle, and we'll have to center to what it's meant to be the center, which is gonna set in the manual. I think I remember basically they consider the center, the spacing between the A string and the D string. What would be the center on a 4-string and would be the center of a 6-string, right? So basically on a 5-string, you're gonna have 3 strings covered perfectly and a little overhang on the bottom of the body near where the controls are, because of the missing high C string, the 6th string that should be there, but it's not. That's the way, the workaround that Roland decided to build. Why would they do that? Although you can configure the pickup to be, let me get back to me. Am I here? God, everything's so tiny now. Am I here? Yes. So although you can configure the pickup and consider the positioning, the wire, this wire, well, the wire I showed in the middle, you can have the wire going in this direction or reverse the whole pickup and have the wire coming from the other side. You can reverse the pickup. Units like GR55 have a setting to allow for that. Why is this important? And it's even more crucial on bass guitar, is because one of the Achilles heels of the whole hexaphonic and MIDI guitar and synth technology is rumble, sub-frequencies, subsonic frequencies, vibrations that will translate to micro vibrations into the string. And because the pickup is magnetic in GK3, any variation on the magnetic field would be interpreted as a note, as music. But some of them are not, including what would be the palm rubbing on the strings, just the friction. GR55 and at least 2 or 3 units before it decided to start applying subsonic filters to discriminate what is a note and what is just noise, background noise, fretting noise, rub noise, stage rumble. One of the ways to do that is basically a high-pass filter. You cut off any frequency lower than a specific threshold, and you consider that anything lower than that is not a note. It's easy on guitar because guitar 6 string, even if you detune it, it should not go very much lower than B2, right? So there's still a lot of range and a lot of things they can cut off. Problem is with bass, even more if it's a 5 or 6 string bass, you're working with a string that is already tuned to B0. So danger is close to rumble noise, right? So am I making any sense? Are you following so far? Yeah. So that's why the pickup needs to know which string is close to which ball piece. And remember that same as the guitar pickup shows 6 little ball pieces across the bar, this also has those little ball piece magnets inside the plastic casing. You can see them because they need to be able to change the spread of them, but they're there, okay? And basically you need to configure the pickup as in, is the top pole piece the one that is going to be the low B, or is the bottom pole piece the one is going to be the low B, the one that needs to be filtered from rumble. Failing that, you could end up like I did on my 6 string, because my strings went very, very dull. Basically they lost so much brightness that the GR55 considered that anything lower than the 5th fret in the bottom string was rumble. So I end up with half a silent string. That's how dramatic and effective those filters are. Sorry to you, Ghost in Control. Come back later.
B0 is 30 hertz, 30.87 to be exact, but that's pretty low. I don't think most rumble would be around that. Yeah.
Then think about what I want to do, which is drop it a whole fifth to F sharp 0. That's 24 hertz.
Yeah, it's gonna be a problem.
That's why, in order to use it with as a synth tar, I think I'd rather get the F sharp 0 through a custom pitch shifting instead of actual tension.
Yeah, right,
so
right.
I'm gonna put it back.
It's easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Put it back to B and just drop it at will on the patch, on the preset, on real time, because 55 has all the options in it to that tune it when I need it. But I want to see if because the first issue we're gonna find in a second is, if you see, sadly I don't have a zoom to get closer, but if you look at the gap between the bridge pickup and the actual bridge pieces, which is in this case, and every multiscale has become a trend, is not a single bridge hardware piece anymore. It's 4 individual mono string bridges. That's why they can play around with string spacing and make all the strings ever so much more responsive and more vibrant, even at those low tunings. If you see, the highest string bridge has a very, very narrow gap between the bridge and the pickup.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's gonna fit in there because of that distance. Why is that happening? Is because What I'm using is a very, very entry level, the cheapest 5-string fan, not fanfret, that's trademark registered by Dingwall, multiscale bass guitar I could buy, which means that the angle they gave to the pickups is not actually parallel to the angle of the frets at the bottom.
Well, I can tell, yeah.
That's why the difference is. That's why I'm feeling. That's why I brought
it's also the bottom pickup is not the bridge pickup is not. It's not parallel with the bridge.
No.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Because it's not parallel with the bottom frets. It's not parallel with the bridge. That's why the
move
difference.
it. You could probably move it just a little bit.
What, the pickup?
Yeah. If the cavity underneath it is
maybe
wide enough, you could just unscrew it, move it, drill a new hole, screw it in.
I wish. No, it's cut. It's laser cut basically. There's no wiggle room because that's why they use stop bars. Because
they look pretty tight.
You'd have to do some chisel work then to get in.
Yeah, I mean,
pound miter saw.
I mean, if you're going to start hacking at it, then you could mount the MIDI pickup internally, right? Go through the bottom.
Yes.
That's a lot more work.
But
I don't know, because that would be a router into the board.
I would.
Or if it. But as I said, on this guitar, it's not really worth it, because I have all the 5 strings that I would be happy to have fitted with a GK pickup, right? Okay. So first thing we're gonna do is just measure that if it fits, and if it fits, even if it fits, because I'm not sure it's gonna react properly to the fact of the fan fretting and the angles and the things not being properly centered. Okay, I'm gonna fit it on the second ways possible to fit the GK to any guitar. Which for that, anybody has any questions about this diagram? Any controls or anything they're not familiar with?
So I had 2 questions.
Yeah, go for it.
First, you talked about basically you're tuning based on either the low string or the high string where you want to start your orientation. Mm-hmm. Why not the middle string? Because you've got a 5 string.
Mm-hmm. No, because
the fringes are just too wonky for the frequencies they introduce in.
Sorry, come again?
Yeah, I understand what he's saying.
So
go ahead.
If you tune from the center string, you're kind of making, you're picking kind of the core of wherever you're playing maybe, but your edges are fuzzier, right, as far as the electromagnetics going on.
So what doesn't help you, Uncle Chrome, is that you can't see the actual metal that is underneath of that bar, which actually are the actual pickups for the MIDI, but but those are sections, so it's not, it doesn't go all the way across. It's actually 6 different sections, and I guess you can use that adjustment on that pickup to spread or narrow them, but then you're still dealing with 6, and you can only have 1 under any string, any given string at a time.
Yeah, so the pickup is designed, as I said, they had to take advantage of having all the machining to build the 6-pole piece pickup for the guitar, right?
So you got 6. You're saying it's got 6 elements in there, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And in the bass version, you can
a space of 5 strings.
Yeah. No, you got to leave one hanging off.
Exactly. And let me show you.
Okay,
let me
so get. You absolutely want to get 5 strings covering 5
only.
Elements.
Yeah,
correct.
And then you don't care.
It's one pickup per string. It's 6. Yeah. There's 6 pickups in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me show you physically. Let's start showing the package.
The question was, why wouldn't you? Where would it matter putting this pickup between the pickup and the fretboard?
No. Yeah, that's a good question, but
it doesn't like it.
No. It's a really good question. It's because the string oscillates too much at that point. Right. Yeah.
And it has too much low harmonics. It needs to get the string on the brightest, cleanest, loudest version it can, to the point that
fretboard? Is that too much?
Above.
The more you go to the center of the string, the more bottom harmonics, low harmonics you get. That's why it gets sweeter. One of the things of playing bass is if you want a bright percussive, you go towards the bridge or just on top of the pickup. If you got one mellower, it's lower attack, boomier, you go towards the neck. Playing the same amplifier, same setting, same everything, just by changing your hand position, it acts as a low pass filter. It removes brightness from your playing. Not even getting into if you're playing with the tip of, I'm sorry, because I can see me. So not even getting into the fact that if you play with the tip on the string, that's one tone. If you play with the flesh on the string, that's a different tone. If you play with your thumb on the string, it's a completely different tone. Less and less bright or high order harmonics. So the pickup, in order to tell what is a note and what is rumble, needs to be the closest to the bridge that you can achieve. That's what they ask you. There's exceptions, and people have managed so distances that are not recommendable by Roland. For instance, acoustic guitars in between the bridge and the hole, halfway, that is way longer than they recommend in the manual, but they still work on thin strings, on not so boomy, or with an third-party subsonic filter.
You have a higher tension too, usually, with the steel string acoustic.
Yeah, but it still goes sweeter and smoother to the top when it gets away from the bridge, basically.
Yeah, when you were asking, Uncle Chrome was asking about above the nut, and above the nut you only get harmonics. You don't get the actual fretted sound.
Oh, yeah. And if you mean between nut and tuning pegs,
right,
you don't get the same note.
No, I didn't mean, I just mean...
Okay.
Yeah.
Space between
the pickups and the neck.
Right, and the neck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too much low content.
But yeah, so you get too much low content, and there's no compensation in their electronics or whatever.
And Roland products traditionally don't cope with that. They go mental about they either shut down because they think everything's rumble, or they start mistriggering notes.
Well, speaking of the low issue, what have they done to this to compensate for the fact that lower notes don't translate MIDI that well? They have issues with the
latency.
In GR55, the way they work around it is they force you to get the unit booted on what they call bass mode. They have a guitar mode and a bass mode. Every other GR before, you have the same synth engine, and you could plug either or pickup and then tweak the patch to behave better with each pickup.
What is the bass mode actually doing?
I assume it goes, first of all, it shifts it has to shift the rumble filter, allows you to for lower and lower. It centers on specific tuning, which, as I said, I assume from factory is designed to center between B0 and C. What would that be? C3, right?
Something like that.
Well, beyond the rumble, wasn't it something about the lower notes are vibrating slow enough to not track properly? Wasn't something like that as well?
Mm-hmm. Get latency.
So they can't fix that, right? That is what it is.
It's too wide of an oscillation. That's essentially what it comes down to, because
you mean moving the vibrates the neck?
Okay. Well, no. He's saying once you get low enough on a note, the swing on the string actually becomes so wide that you can get effects like latency, or you can get effects like dropouts.
It needs so many cycles to say, oh, that's what the frequency is.
Exactly.
The lower the note, the longer that time is.
Sampling rate, it's too low.
That's why you need it close to the bridge. You can go in the upper partials and look at those. That's what Axon does. They look at the upper partials.
I don't think the GRs do that though.
55 does. That's why
the base mode. I think they do now. I think they learned.
Okay.
Yeah, but the problem is 55 was the last one. But the base mode was not really welcome. I don't welcome it because if I want to use a guitar and a bass on the same music set, on the same performance, like I would like to do in Synth West, I need to stop the performance, go down, reboot the machine, which takes around a minute, and wait for the machine to reboot and get its shit together. If you know what I mean.
A minute for that thing to boot? That's wild.
Well, it takes 30 seconds to shut down and 30 seconds to boot back.
Wow.
It takes a minute. And it's not something that you can just stomp. You need to go down, go 3 levels down into the menu, to a sub-menu to tell it, hey,
that's ridiculous, man.
Oh.
Hey, at least it's not a mini mode where it takes a half hour to stabilize. So
yeah, that's many users I've been in contact in Facebook. They do exactly that. They use 2 units. They bought 2 55s, one for bass, one for guitar.
That's rough.
Even I've known of people that bought 2 55s just for polyphony, for multitimbrality sake.
Yeah.
Because the problem with 55 is you can split the strings in 6, but if you want to have 6 sounds, you need 2 55s because each 55 can only handle 3 sounds. Well,
so if you've got to wait a minute for it to boot, couldn't you let the drummer have his solo?
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so what are you saying? You split the strings, and you're saying you how much polyphony does it have, the GR55?
Technically, it doesn't even need to be polyphonic. Only needs to be.
Not polyphony. How many timbres at one time?
3 tops.
3. Okay, so you're saying you need 2 units then to do 6 strings.
Yes, although I've tried that and it's not really practical. In fact, you want just 3 sounds, 2 strings each, to be able to do, even if it's just intervals, or to do melodies vertically and not having to play jumping neck up and down. Sorry. I keep forgetting you're not seeing me.
That's all right.
Because if you have 1 timbre per string, in order to do melodies, you need to start doing this.
Yeah.
It's really uncomfortable. It's not really practical. But for more complex layer, more synth, because for instance, if you want to layer 2 layers of custom synth, you can't, because 55 can only do 1 layer. So let's say you want to do a bass, a Moog type-ish bass, and on top some facey or I don't know, a stringy sound on top, layered in unison. 155 can do it. You need 2.
Does it have MIDI?
No, I'm talking about the custom mode.
Right.
Custom
But
mode
does the 55 have MIDI? Oh, yes, I know. But does the GR55 has MIDI, right? Real time?
Has MIDI out.
Yeah. So that's what I do personally with the Axon. I just drive other synthesizers.
Yeah.
The difference is, can you send keyboard MIDI into the Axon to use the synth engine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can.
Yes, you can if you have the synth engine in it.
Right.
Obviously, I'm talking about the Model 100 with the synth engine.
You can do that with the GRs too, right?
Everyone except 55. 55 is the only one that doesn't do it.
Wow.
Well, why would you want to?
Because they were selling,
it's not great.
Because they put 2 Rumpler engines of the highest quality they had at the moment, plus a custom, plus basically it's a, let's call it, it's a GT10 plus a VG99 plus 2 GR33s plus a WAV file player, and there was another thing I found. And a V-Link trigger. And all of that, it was being sold for around $700. So to prevent people from not buying the cheapest Roland keyboard, they took, because Roland is the father of the MIDI implementation, they went in and removed the line that says note on. So 55, don't recognize the message note on. Recognize everything else in the MIDI implementation.
Note off.
It recognized note off, but how can you tell?
What's the point?
Because it never started. How can you know if it stops it?
It's a shame someone didn't hack that to allow the note on stuff.
I think you could. Yeah.
I'm sure.
I've brought that subject to many people, and the answer is always the same. That's a private IP, and you need to crack the firmware in order to do it. Nobody wants to go against Roland or has the know-how all the time. So nobody bothered yet to do so, to put that command back, if it's even possible, which I don't know. That's like way above my pay grade.
It depends on a lot of things, but it's probably possible. But no one would care. No one would do it. No one would invest that kind of effort.
They rather just buy 255s.
No, just for bragging rights.
Exactly.
Maybe.
So
there'd only be 3 people to brag to, though.
So this page, it's gonna give shivers to a lot of people who had bad experiences with IKEA furniture, because that's exactly what you have here. All the parts that are included in the box when you buy the pickup, including the tools, which they're kind of a joke, but they're good to have. Opposite to the guitar version, they only give you 2 options to attach a GK-3B to a bass guitar. Instead of the guitar, it gives you basically 3 options, depending on if you have a flat top, bow top, two-pneumatic type bridge. Some Gretsch bridges might take it. They give you extra hardware to give you options, so you don't have to damage your expensive guitar attaching the pickup. For bass guitar, they basically give you 2 options. You can screw it down to the body, or you can stick it to the body. On the guitar version, the screws and springs are way longer, rightly so, because there's more space between the top and the bottom of the strings normally. But here is not the case. Many bass guitars have very, very small space between the very thick strings and the top of the body. And that's why on the bass version they give you extra amount of shims, because if you don't want to screw down the pickup and use the springs to regulate, either because you don't want to make holes on your nice guitar, or because you actually don't have space for that, there's not enough room, enough wiggle room, then you have to basically measure the room you have and apply sticky shims one on top of each other until you raise the advisable string height. And that's why you have all these attachments. But one difference that bass has, I can't remember if the guitar has it as well, is this part here, the chord hook, which is designed to affix the wire between the pickup and the module so it doesn't flap around on the top of the body. I don't think the guitar version has those, and if it has it, I didn't use it because mine was an arch top with a wraparound bridge.
Yeah, it's barely long enough actually on a guitar, so I don't know why. I don't know why that you would need it. So mine's stretched out because you see the mount. It's probably closest to C. If you look at the manual you have, it basically where the strap hook is. That's where the strap button. That's where it's connected. so that the GK unit sits on top of that. And then from the unit, I have the pickup. Actually, I'm using VHB, double-sided VHB tape, which they connect like body panels to cars with. But I've got that on the side of my pickup, and then I have that stuck to the bridge. So basically, that way I don't have to stick it to my guitar.
I mean, the sticker to the guitar version, it's kind of the less intrusive for the guitar, but it's, I mean, I'd rather see a couple of holes in my guitar than see a lot of black gunk dry and stuck there forever. What, in my opinion, they did improve, or they did better for the bass version than for the guitar version, is the fact that in the bass version, the cable, the connection cable between the divider and the body comes from the middle of the bar of the pickup instead of from the end of the screw of the pickup. Let's show that.
Is it? Yeah.
Like here from the end.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I don't like when you're using the sticky stuff to put it on there, I use the sticky stuff here to mount this rather than screwing it in on my EDS 1275. And the adhesive blistered the lacquer.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly why I won't do that.
Yeah.
So especially if you have nitrocellulose or something, you can't have anything near it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I ruined a nitrocellulose finish on a guitar once because I put it on a stand that had that rubber stuff on it. Yeah. So I learned real quick.
So obviously, what you see here and what GK3 brought, as in it comes included in the case, is that although you have the option to stick the control unit, stick it to the actual top of the guitar, these metal brackets down here, this holder A, B, and C, basically they sandwich around the bottom end of your guitar.
Yeah, clamp it.
And they're solid metal, they're very, very solid. I'm going to show you in a second. And they're all felt or cork or foam padded, depending what type of finish you have. So it won't damage the finish while using it. Because the problem with sticking the unit to the top is not only that it might damage your finish, is that you're hanging heavy, long, possibly pulling wires out of a sticker.
Yeah.
So you're kind of playing with fire and in for disaster, kind of.
I like it.
That's why because the one that Guitar Fool showed, that's the GK2, kind of the previous generation. So they learn all the mistakes from GK2.
How are you going to mount it on yours? I'm sorry. I was just wondering what I noticed is on yours, if you look at your bridge, it's pretty close to the bottom of the guitar. There's not a lot of open space. Yeah,
that's what I said. That's the first thing we need to do. Measure if it's going to fit at all. The good thing with the bass version, so holder A and holder B are the ones that add sandwich into the bottom, so you can put them kind of wherever. Sorry, holder B and holder C, those do the sandwich, but then holder A can be floating, which is what you end up having to do on bass guitars, floating over your bridge. It's not like on guitar, which you have your bridge and then you put the controller. You still have that amount of put. No, bass guitar units are designed kind of to hover over the bridge.
Cool.
Yeah.
They don't cover, they don't muffle your strings, but they're on top of the bridge.
It only sucks if you have to make any adjustments to your bridge.
Oh yeah.
Or if you like muting with palm muting.
Yeah. That's a big deal for a guitar, but I get for bass it's not nearly as important.
Right.
Plus it's really, really way harder to do bridge palpations on a bass.
Exactly.
Because you're basically trying to do this. This is just to showcase. If you can see these settings, is this big enough? Should I make it bigger? These are the settings and the way you would spread the separation between the pole pieces inside the casing. As I said, the only bad thing is that you cannot see the pole pieces. You kind of have to guess it. You have to measure your string spacing the way they show in this graphic, which is basically telling you have to measure from ball to ball instead of having to measure from one side of the string to the other side of the other string, which becomes way harder on a bass because the strings are so thick that the differences are really noticeable. They recommend you to measure from ball to ball, which is roughly the center. It gives you parameters and recommendations. And this hint, I don't know if you can see these small, very small lines. Basically, it's expressing you the difference in gauge in strings spread, distance in between strings, depending on the nominal string spacing that your bass guitar is designed to have. 19 mil, 18 mil, 17 mil, or 16 mil, which are the kind of 4 settings that the pickup has: 19, 18, 17, or 16. Anything smaller than 16 is kind of gonna be covered by the small bars in the pole pieces inside the pickup. Anything wider, kind of the same, because you're aiming to leave the string bang on the middle of the section of one of the 6 sections, or very close to it, because at least in 55 you have gain adjustment, as in volume, magnetic behavior adjustment per string, which you need on a bass. So, and this is what I was explaining about the centering. The pickup is designed for 6 strings, which would be this bottom graphic here. So the indication bar would go in between 4th and 3rd, right? Although this is not the understood naming nomenclature for bass strings, because what they call 1 is usually called high C, what they call 2 is usually called 1, 3 is 2, 4 is 3, 5 is 4, and C is low B. That's the standard nomenclature to understand, because 90% of bass players are just going to be using 4 strings, right? So they stick to this 1, 2, 3, 4 numbering, and then the extended range that you have is just have all the names. Obviously, Roland does whatever the hell he wants to do, and rightly so. It's his company, so they call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to a 6-string bass guitar. What it gets funky is when weirdos like me that we play 5-string guitars, right? Because for whatever reason, they decided that it's more important for the pickup to know what is the lowest string than to learn what is the highest string. So your bar indication mark still needs to go between 2 and 3. What it would be normally be 2 and 3. Doesn't matter if you name it like wrong, like in this book, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or on the standard way, 1, 2, 3, 4, low B, right? You're still putting the bar in between 2 and 3, in the middle, as good as you can. So, this is referring again to what I was mentioning about you can put the pickup both ways, because it can, in the settings, it can be reversed and it will read it the same. Obviously, it's not going to be the same pole pieces on the same spot. If you put the wire in, squash in between the bridge and the pickup, which I might not be able to do, let's see in a minute, or you decide to put the wire to attach the pickup touching the bridge, and then the wire from the other side around and to the control unit. So that is an option. And this is the crucial thing they recommend you to do. Install the divided pickup close to the bridge. In any case, do not install the pickup more than 50 millimeters away from the bridge. And by that they mean the bending point, the contact point of the string with the saddle, right? Not from the bridge plate. This is going to be very significant when we get to it, if we get to it, because it's getting really late. So, why? Because from that point on, the amount of low-end frequencies starts to make the system go bananas. So you have that 5 centimeter, 50 mil leeway, but try not to get away. Which you install the pickup, use pencil or tape to mark that location, or nothing, or just stick to it. Well, like I did on my guitar, just put a screw through it. Tune each string to its normal tuning, and then be sure the neck curvature and string so it's properly. Yeah, because the second adjustment and the most crucial on the bass model is the height. And I was telling you the types of spacers / shims that it comes in the box. 3 types, as in 3 mil wide, 3 mil tall, if you wish, 1 mil tall, and 0.25 mil tall. As in, which is how thin the shim is. And then pick up cushions. I don't remember these ones.
Yeah.
I probably didn't use them. Obviously, they ask you to remove the strings because it's going to be way easier to install the pickup and have everything centered where it should, etc., etc. So that's a little too much information already. So let's see the box. What's in the box? Like they said in the film. So let me get back here. You can see the guitar, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me know if you can't hear me properly. So this is. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
So this is the way this pickup came to me. When I bought my 55, I bought it with the guitar version included, and then I bought an aftermarket bass version for my bass guitar. I don't have any recollection of coming this type of blister back then, so I don't know. Probably they decided that they weren't selling enough to give proper packing, and they.
That's the same packing my my pickup came in. So.
Your guitar version came the same way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Now I feel better.
Market,
They didn't chip in on me.
Stands in the middle of the aisle kind of thing on hangers.
Exactly.
So you're like, oh, I need one of those. You grab it as you walk by.
Exactly. I
Way.
remember, if any of you are following Joshua Scott from GHS Pedals, he has become the historian of pedal history, and he's trying to get basically every pedal ever manufactured in his collection, which I think at this moment is already beyond 2,000 or 3,000 units. And one of the videos he made about, I think, Electro pedals is that a whole series they had in the 80s, they came in blisters like this. And you were meant to go to, let's call it Guitar Center, go to the exposition wall, grab your blisters, go to the cache, and don't even test them because they were good enough. So, I'm
Well, this
taking
packaging's good because you can see everything you're getting pretty much, except for the little tiny parts.
Yeah, you see most of it. At least the
A
part
box
that you
would just
actually...
be a picture, and that's just not good enough. So.
Yeah.
And it might be the wrong color, right? Like your SH1?
Oh, don't get me started on that. Roland's best.
What color's your SH1?
So, the boutique SH101 that Roland came out with. The default is obviously gray, but they had a blue, they had a red, I think that was it for the colors. But I wanted a red one because I have a lot of stuff except for Nord that's red.
Okay. Yeah.
So I wanted something that popped because I have blue stuff, I have gray stuff, I have black, I have whatever. I thought, I'll get the red one, whatever. and I went to Guitar Center. I was going to go to a musician's friend. I go, no, I'll just get it locally. I'll use my coupon they always give me. Oh, they used to give me. And so I get it, and he said, make sure you get the red one. Okay. And I left the store with the slip cover on it. Had the little red marker check on it. So it was said it was red. And I didn't think to open it until I got home. I go, God damn it, it's gray, right? So then I took it back. I said, I don't know if this got mixed up or the slip cover came off the sleeve. Maybe, who knows, whatever. Can you grab me another one? And he goes, yeah, we happen to have one more in the back that says it's red. And he pulls it out, and it was also gray.
Oh, man.
So I think Roland had a whole run of screw-ups where they just put sleeves on anything, not caring what it was inside of it. And can you imagine
manufacturers do that? Yeah, I know. Sometimes they do that because they have the extra boxes of the one color or something like that for some weird reason. But then they'll put a sticker on it, right?
Yeah, when it's a unique color, though, God, that sucks, And so
yeah, it does.
Finally, I gave up. I said, just give me the damn gray one. It's fine. And then about a week later, in the used section of Guitar Center, one of the red ones showed up.
Wow,
that's how it goes.
Typical, huh?
And the blue are pretty rare too. I haven't seen many of those, but they're around. So.
Okay. Did you buy it? The one at Guitar Center?
I just had the gray that they originally paid for. But if you like SH-101, the boutique is an incredible deal because it actually has a polyphonic mode, which is unlike the original, right? And it also has some other cool goodies in there, sequencers and some other stuff that are different than the.
Is it the same form factor, the boutique?
It's the same as all the boutiques, yeah. But there's plenty of room for the controls and stuff. It's pretty much has all the stuff you need plus a couple extra controls, and it runs on batteries.
Couldn't you screw like a handle into the SH-101?
So it doesn't have that. That's the little grip with the pitch bender. It was just not. Right. It didn't have the whole usual thing you have on a guitar. It just had the pitch bender.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of a cheap little hack add-on for it, but. Yeah, they didn't bother making that for it, although they could have. But it's a small unit, so it'd be kind of weird to hold it with that neck.
Yeah,
really small unit.
Yeah.
So, but I have plenty of other guitars that do that, so I don't.
But Polyphony's a pretty good trade.
The Polyphony and the and some of the extra goodies, like for example, the Roland D50 boutique, the D05. Has a whole bunch of cool add-ons to it, including the huge patch library that was really hard to get at the time when D50 came out. And it has an arpeggiator and a sequencer, which the D50 didn't have.
Right.
So you get goodies with the boutiques that are nice.
Yeah, someday I might dive into those boutiques. That SH1 was high on my list, I think.
Yeah, it's called the SH-01A. It's really, really good. Right. And I've used it on a few tracks here and there. It's very nice. I really liked kind of all of them because I just like the small form factor, and I got deals on all of them. And the dumb thing was the Jupiter 8 version. They skimped out on the processors for the analog circuit behavior. So it sounds really, really good, but they really needed another processor in there to give you full 8 polyphony. It's only 4 polyphony. So it's called the JP08, but it's actually 4 voice polyphonic. But it sounds really good. So
first thing, welcome to Tracy Music, and I'm very sorry. It's meant to be, well, you could call it teal, but it's kind of a bluish greenish fading, and yeah, I find it beautiful as well. So. Getting back to this, if you can see, did I? Yeah, I need to go back to me.
Can the pickup fit between your bridge?
That's what we're gonna go after this, because as you can see in the packaging, and I do remember this, so I probably did get my bass pickup in a blister like this. Is giving you a measuring guide for your string spacing. So you need to slide this on your guitar, align one of them, I guess,
wrong angle for us, by the way. Oh, there you go. Just block the light. Yeah, just lean forward. Lean forward. It was working well. So we just can't see the paper. Just so you know. There you go. That's good. That's better. I think.
Better?
Yeah, a little bit. Move the guitar towards us too. That would help. The angle.
Here.
Yeah, there. That's good. That's getting much better. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So you're meant to get one aligned. Obviously, because the widest part is going to be towards the bridge. The more
Right.
the bridge, the better.
Looks like you're 16 millimeter, bottom one.
Yep, it looks like that. Yep, 16. Which is also to be expected, because another reason for the multiscale is to be able to have a narrower for faster playing. Because once again, so far, although all the players of different styles are starting to see the rest of the benefits of it, the biggest amount of buyers of multiscale bass guitars are basically hard rock and metal players, because they need to go on lower tunings.
So who are some famous players right now that I could actually listen to them?
You need to go, I think, Periphery. I think, the most famous, and is, as I said, all the stylist players are adopting it. Leland Sklar. Have you ever heard of Leland Sklar?
No.
Lee Sklar. Very tall, very wide beard, like CC Top long beard. He played with Clapton. He played with basically everybody. And he was in, I think, at the beginning of the not the Wrecking Crew, the extended family, which basically Wrecking Crew was the white answer to Motown on having an in-house pop orchestra, to call it something, or pop band, to do all the recording from every live act bands. So those people would do the studio job, and the other people on the face of the albums would do the live shows. That mentality followed from the 60s to the 70s, and from the 70s to the 80s, and that's when people like Reuter, help me here, the guy who played Beat It, the rhythm, Lukather. Basically, Toto was mostly 90% of the extended family. Asia, Africa, all those super bands came from that mentality, mostly from the LA area. You're muted, Synthetic. You're muted.
Oh, me? Sorry. What was it?
I thought you were talking to us. Sorry.
No, sorry, I was distracted there.
On the road, no.
How about someone like Vi or Satriani? They used anything like this?
Stu Hamm was more on with those two, because, believe it or not, Vi and Satriani, they had very, very small budgets. Even on their prime, on the middle of the 80s, they had very small budgets for their albums. In fact, Surfing with the Alien, the album that put Satriani on the map, it's 90% program bass guitars and 80% drum machines. It doesn't sound like, but it is. He had to do it on his own because he had basically no budget. He was forced to do kind of a bedroom producer type of level of production. And Vi did Passion and Warfare and Flexible in his own home studio on his own. He brought, I think, 4 Passion and Warfare. He brought Stu Hamm and a couple of session drum players. And that was it, I think. Probably a keyboard player here and there. But he did basically everything at home. And that was, I think, a multi-platinum album. As I said, I'm not sure. Possibly Meshuggah's using multiscale. I'm not sure. Dingwalls.
How about the guy from Steely Dan? He wouldn't use something like this? They did weird stuff, right?
wait, one of these bands, I think. No, I mean one of these. What's the? Not legend. Legacy bands that are touring USA nowadays. I think one of them has adopted multiscale. Can't remember if it was Asha, Marillion, or something like that. One of those. Or even Toto. Because they're more comfortable. You don't have to mess around with retunings. They're more stable because of the multiscale. As I said, getting used to the multiscale takes minutes. Obviously, the better your technique previous, the sooner you get acquainted with it. But it doesn't really take anything. It doesn't take any extra time to learn anything extra. And it sounds way better. My first gripe with 5 strings and with my 6 string is that on the 6 string, all the treble 5 strings, or the higher 5 strings, they sound like a 4 string would sound, as in they sound like the same string on a different pitch from the same guitar. But when you go down to the B on 34 inches, suddenly the harmonic content changes so much that it's like you swap to a different guitar. Sounds like a completely different guitar. So you end up having to over-compress, over-equalize, to compensate, to try to flatten that difference out. The first time I tried a multiscale, a 5-string multiscale, was the first time I heard a bottom B string that sounded like a B pitch, like all the 4 strings in the guitar. From the same guitar, just changing pitch, no tone change.
I wonder if that could be the pickup angle messing you up.
So far I'm banking more on the scale, on the tension.
That would make a difference tonally too.
As I said, I've tried many 5 strings, and you need to. That's why a good 5 string is around $3,000 to $5,000. You need to go very, very high, very well built with extremely good selected woods and reinforcements and stuff to actually hear that bottom B on 34 inches has the same timbre as the other 4. But with the cheapest, this thing is £300. With the cheapest multiscale, you get that instantly, just because of the extra 3 inches.
Yeah.
So
3 inches can go a long way.
Yeah, tell my girlfriend. Keep telling her.
White House.
So, going back to this. So we know our string spacing. Now we get to the crucial bits, which might change the whole film.
Yeah, see if it fits.
Because this puppy, let me turn this on, and let me check that you can see what I can see. So, can you see that, right?
Yeah, you can just slide it in there and see if it fits.
I think it won't.
That's cheating.
Yeah, that's cheating. Too much tech, huh?
Yeah.
I would say. And get it to 0. This is also helpful when you get to measure your bridge to pick up distance.
Yeah.
You're taking the art out of it. You just have to use your hands and your judgment. Come on. Yeah.
Oh,
What do you mean? My hands are too short and I have no freaking judgment.
yeah.
For who do you take me for?
When I mounted my GK2 pickup, I did it with the strings on.
Yeah.
It made it.
Yeah.
It actually made the adjustments real easy.
Yeah. Of course, I've done it with the strings on. Yeah, every time. Because otherwise, how are you going to do it?
Yeah.
How are you going to set here? If you take the strings off, you can't get the height right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me reiterate that it's way easier to do that on the guitar version than on a bass. Because believe it or
I
not,
will agree. That's probably true.
Believe it or not, the top of the guitar to bottom string space on many bass guitar, and at least all of mine, is barely less than what my pinker is.
Yeah.
Which is already as wide as the pickup is. So
okay, so what are you going to do? Loosen your strings?
I'll remove them completely to do the installation properly and center. The good side on a bass string is that the ball is here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
The minute you loosen a little bit, well, enough the string, you only have to pull it out, and it comes out.
Yeah,
you don't have to thread it through a bridge or a body or anything. There are basses that you can put your strings through the body. I was told that that's for extra tension on the string. I don't understand the physics of that. It doesn't make sense to me.
You would probably get more sustain.
What I've been told is the only difference is in how floppy do you fret the strings and how floppy do they feel when you play them.
I guess it increases the scale length in some way, but not. I guess at the break, where would the break be if it goes through the body? Would the break be in the same location?
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't thought of that. Yeah, it's the extra length of the string. Has to be that. Otherwise, it makes no sense. So.
And you have those little basses that with the rubbery strings that Gaz Williams was playing. It's like actual kind of rubber strings. Those are crazy.
Yes, but
rubber.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen that.
Silicone. The Cala silicone or there was another version. The ones who did it first. They're very short, like a ukulele or.
Oh yeah.
They're just right-hand sensors, really.
Yeah. It's the pickup, and but the thing is, there's no way to play that with a pick. That's fingers only.
Yeah.
Because you need to compensate for the extra flabbiness of the strings. So this is 0.50 inches, which it's 1278 mil, 1280 mil, 12.8, and the room I have here. Drum roll, please. Is not enough. Lovely.
Move the pickup.
Yeah, move the bridge. Remove the pickup.
No, don't. You can't move the bridge.
So let's do it non-scientifically.
Didn't you want it closer to the neck? Didn't that help with the tone?
No.
No.
That's what we're saying. The closer to the neck, the higher low order harmonics, which the filter understands as rumble.
Right, okay.
Well,
so it gets confused on the notes.
Could you go the other side? Jeff, they tried moving the bridge in Baltimore. It didn't work so well.
No, they removed it.
What's the progress on that anyway? Have they cleaned that up yet?
I don't think they've done anything.
Wow.
Oh, I thought they were moving along.
The port is still closed?
I think they're still negotiating the kickbacks.
Damn.
For the construction. Yeah.
Okay, stubborn as I am, let's do it empirically. So let's remove the strings. And see.
They decimated the unions. They don't know who to bribe anymore. So.
Yeah.
Another good side of playing bass is that there's no way you're gonna confuse which string is which.
Yeah.
So much difference in the size.
Hopefully.
Well.
That's why you don't let a drummer restring your bass.
Look at this puppy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's a thin B string.
That's a tow rope.
It is.
So can you actually move the standard pickups higher? Is that going to work?
What do you mean?
Can you actually move the pickups on the body higher, the ones that are already there? Or is that going to mess things up?
Not without wood working.
Yeah, okay.
It might not be that bad. You'd have to...
That's what I'm gonna hope in that hidden millimeter that it might do it. Otherwise, we'll have to Houston. We need to abort.
I think there might be some play in there when you take them off.
Yeah.
I hope. But
you'd have to move.
It's gonna be like half a mil, not a whole
I'm not
mil.
sure how to help you
Yeah.
with that.
Ooh. That's my Alexa.
So the pickup is, describe it to me, it's a plastic covering over electronics.
No, it's six little magnetic pickups, one for each string.
Yeah, I know. I mean, basically that box that we're looking at, that black covering, could that be shaved off at all?
The plastic, yeah.
Maybe.
It's a plastic case.
Yeah.
There's no electronics in there. It's just
Okay.
Oh, there's wire in there.
But the black box itself
is
not the wire. The wiring is a separate thing that covers.
Wait.
Right.
We're confusing. We might be confusing people. So you're talking about shaving off the already installed magnetic pickup of the bass guitar.
Shave the plastic.
Off that one corner that's the problem.
Yeah.
It looks, I'm guessing you could mostly get your pickup in except for that one little piece.
The problem is soap bars typically they have a thin layer of plastic and then it's epoxy resin.
Yeah. Well,
so it's not impossible, it's just risky.
Yeah.
Not that these are very expensive pickups that need to be preserved in history. Far from that.
Yeah, if you damage one, how much would it cost to replace it?
To do what? Sorry, what?
Replace if you cut one too deep and you got to replace it. How much would it cost for one of those?
Probably $100.
Well,
or less, yes.
Yeah. If you had like a
Why is this
sanding, like a sanding bit
you
put on
like a Dremel. You can use a Dremel.
Yeah, but you don't know how deep you can go before you start hitting the windings.
Exactly.
You might get an interesting tone out of it.
It's definitely,
as in none.
Yeah, like a. It's like prepared piano. It's prepared guitar. So.
No, you break one of those little wires and it's a dead pickup.
Yeah.
Basically, although when Eddie Van Halen signed his first sponsoring contract to build a signature guitar with Ernie Ball, I believe, or with Peavey. Was it Peavey? The first one. I think it was Peavey. They basically had to, because it was the condition, they had to replicate his Frankenstrat pickups.
Did you hear David Lee Roth taking credit for some of the Frankenstein stuff? There was an interview.
Say what?
David Lee Roth was taking credit for the look of Frankenstein with the tape and the lines going different directions.
Yeah,
he came in with the roll of different color masking tape one day.
Yeah, but the look is the least important.
No, but I mean he's still taking some credit for something that's Eddie's. It was just hilarious.
Sure.
Right? So.
Yeah.
But the thing is, basically, Eddie built that Frankenstrat out of taking the pickup of, I think, a 335, Gibson 335, removing himself the metal cover so it wouldn't fit back, as in he didn't have to wax bottom anymore, or so much, and then just botching the soldering to put it in. When the PB people measure the pickup to try to replicate it, they found out that it was actually broken and half of the winding was short-circuited.
Wow.
So he was using only half of the
windings,
of the typical impedance of that model of pickup from that guitar.
Yep.
So
is there a website that does teardowns of these pickups so you can see what the inside looks like before you mess with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably even Seymour Duncan will show you.
Because you can see where the wires are going, and you know if you could grind it a little bit, or.
Well, you could just take out those two screws and pick it up and look, pull it out and look.
But if they hug the outside of the case, there would be a problem, right?
Yeah, but you can unscrew it and take a look.
As I said, it's doable. I just choose not to. I rather don't put it here because I knew it would be a stretch in the first place. That's why I wanted to go through it, go through the motions.
Why does this style have the cover on it so you don't see the little dots? Is that just a style thing?
Just to be pretty.
Say what?
Yeah, it's an aesthetic thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably 60% aesthetic, but it's also for manufacturing purposes. That way they don't have to align the pole pieces, they kind of eyeball it and then they just make a mold, they sink the bobbins inside, resin or any solid type of potting, whatever they use, synthetic, and it's a block, so there's no way it will ever resonate. So they can take higher gain and stuff, and higher volumes on stage. So now that there's no impediments, yeah. No, this is already.
Next question. Could you shave off the front tip of that bridge?
Yes.
Okay, yes, but also you could. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say something stupid because you just mess up your intonation, but you could move the bridge back.
No, but you could file off the front part of that shoe.
But there is another detail that none of you are taking in consideration, which is the real reason why this is not going to happen.
Aesthetics. Oh, what? Yeah, how are you going to get that wire?
That's going to be a problem too.
Oh, you take out the third string and just run it. Yeah.
There is no wiggle room for that wire to go anywhere in this space. It's too narrow. However you look at it.
Also, how high is your pickup when it's resting right on the body? Is it too close, too high already?
It's already lower than the flat divided pickup.
No. Does Fishman make a bass pickup?
What do you mean? The triple play?
They do.
I don't think they do.
No?
Okay. That's I think the other reason.
Can you crack open that Roland pickup and move the wire?
Eddie, put it back.
Hey, Chrome, you're too low. We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, my mic went a little bit.
Sorry.
Could you use shims to get the pickup just like even with the lips of the bridge?
Yeah, that might be a way. Bring it up some.
So then it would pick up would just sit on the very tip.
Oh yeah.
Right. Your bridge is like 5 fingertips, and it's the one fingertip is sort of in your way at some level. But if you
you want me to do this?
If you shift above it, so it's part of.
We can't see.
Let me go back. Go back to your roots.
Right. Yeah, like lift it up a little bit.
Yeah, I can go all the way to the actual body of the bridge. Yeah, but that's the problem. Is the cable, if I go so it fits there.
Turn it the other way.
Oh, can you weave the cable into the saddles?
Turn the pickup the other way. Put the cable. Put the pickup.
Oh, he's saying cable between the pickup.
Look, turn the whole pickup the other way, and then now you can route the cable. If you put it up like we were suggesting, and then you could route the cable through there.
It's too keen. That cable is gonna cut over time.
You get no. Well, here's the thing. You won't have any movement. That's the thing. You don't get any movement in that area.
Plus, that pickup is not diagonal, right? So.
Yeah, it might be okay.
I think it'll be fine. Okay. I've seen a lot of wonky setups with MIDI, and as long as you get it over the pickup, then you're good.
Yeah, and also you don't have to stick it to the face of the guitar anymore. It's sitting on the bridge.
Yeah. No.
You could put your sticky part on the bridge actually.
Yeah.
As I said, the thing is, if you make it more unstable, let me get back to me. If you make it more stable by making it float, you will have to work harder trying to discern what's a note, what's rumble. So I thought that would be the case. I'm fine with that. It's okay. Then I'll just put that one back in mechanical F#0. That's the only drawback. And for that contingency is why.
How important is that 5th string?
Out of the backup.
Yeah. He has another bass. Okay.
Oh no, I got many. That's the whole point of being a bass player. You can have many of them.
So you would consider yourself a bass player first?
Now I do, for one single reason and one reason alone. It's 10 times more fun than playing guitar.
Really?
Really. When I was playing guitar, I spent.
Okay, now you got room.
When
you got
when I was playing
room
guitar, I spent 70% of the time on stage worried I would play the wrong note. Playing bass, even if I play the wrong note, which is almost impossible, nobody can hear me. Nobody gives a shit.
Okay, that's fair.
So I'm more in the moment. I'm more in the performance. I'm more enjoying the moment. I'm more enjoying the music. So it's 10 times more fun.
But you could always just be a rhythm guitarist too.
Once again, you still can play the wrong 7 diminished chord in the middle of a pentatonic blues.
Yeah,
So,
I guess so. I guess.
And you need to remember all the freaking chord changes.
Unless you're Les Claypool, where bass is the showpiece, right? So.
Say what?
Unless you're Les Claypool, where you can't hide, you are the showpiece. So.
Yeah.
Well, Claypool is not only the showpiece; is the backbone of the whole band. When he stops, the groove stops.
Yeah, or Flea, or one of those guys who's very like showmanship and all that shit. So you can't hide in the.
But you don't have to. That's the point.
Yeah, like Bootsy, even, Parliament. The bass you can't really hide.
So, with this baby, which was my choice, my bass guitar of choice. Yeah, that's the one. My bass guitar of choice because before I had the multiscale, I was in love. It was the B string still had the problem of the slightly different tone, but I just got used to it. Obviously we got to a perpendicular paradigm, bridges perpendicular to the strings, pickups perpendicular to the strings, frets perpendicular to the string, everything's squared in a way of speaking. We win bridge space. We also, in this particular one, we win bridge height, which will allow us for better adjustment.
It tucks in.
And because of the bridge proximity, I'm still inclined of mounting this way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but the strain on the cable is smaller. The stability or the centering of the pickup I found more pleasant. Because of the extra high, there's more room to actually set the height of the pickup to the advisable distance, which is a specific number. And this is what I was commenting about. Because it's a 6-part pickup, the 6th string that is not present leaves you an overhang, which is no big deal because it's far away from your playing. It's where the controls are, not really a deal breaker. And the present string is really flat. The 6 strings will basically be as wide as this pickup, kind of. So first thing we need to do is remeasure this one to see what spacing is this one. And this is,
yeah, it looks like the bottom one.
Yeah, get to the bridge.
Maybe not.
I think it's at 17. Looks to me to be a 17. Can you see that?
Yeah. When you first put it in, it hit on the 16, but then...
Yeah.
But because one of them was not really aligned?
Yeah, I'd say
it's also it's a slight
17.
fan fret. It's like...
Yeah.
It's conical, not really parallel. Guitars are a little bit more parallel than bass guitars in general. I think the closest alignment is the 17.
Yeah, it's about 16.5, really.
Yeah. Higher level bass guitars would have bridges that will allow you on a, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 mil range to actually measure and adjust the exact string spaces you prefer.
Right.
But this is also a very basic and entry level for the big scheme of things, middle of the road for Yamaha bass guitar that is also discontinued or it's been upgraded. This is just volume blend, bass and treble. The new model, I think they removed the blend and they changed it for a switchblade selector. And I think they removed, but I'm not sure, one of the factors that's solid to me, this pickup, this soap bar shape, because the route you have to cut is a soap bar route to put the pickups in. The plastic has been designed to be trimmed so your thumb can sit on the edge of the pickup very, very comfortably while you play. And both, because they're identical, because the cheap pieces made in mass production, both pickups has the same thing. And to make it cheaper, it's totally symmetrical. So if you would do the strap the pickup around, don't know why would you do that, but if you do this, you would have the same gap back
like
in the same spot.
Like rotating tires, isn't it? You got to rotate
exactly.
every 6 months.
Probably in this case would be more like every 6 decades.
You should ask your
because that's what.
Do you guys rotate your pickups?
Your pickups, what? Exactly.
You don't rotate your
so,
pickups. Oh, right.
Because a string of bridge proximity, I'm more inclined to do this wire cable. I only have one argument against, and is I have a rack unit, basically 13-pin to MIDI unit converter, very much as the Axon 100 would be the one without the synth engine, and that one does not accept reversing the pickup. So that's my only argument against.
Really?
Really. It doesn't, that's why I can't play my 6-string with it.
Well, are you going to use that?
No, my 6-string.
No, I mean, you're going to use the GR55, which does allow you to flip it, right?
Exactly. That would be, I mean, there's 2 reasons to do it that way so far. Is one, the strain on the cable is smaller. B, the bridge to string distance is smaller.
Yeah.
Also, I'm more inclined to do this attachment than the other one.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather have the cable.
Yeah, that's how I did it.
Away from the playing hand for one simple reason. It's because I'm a paranoid, and the guitar version, both the GK2 and the GK3, they suffer of very damaging rust where the cable meets the pickup. So if you lay your hand on the MIDI pickup, which is very close to the bridge for your palm muting, and you sweat as you should on stage, those pickup rust really quickly. And when rust touches a hexaphonic pickup, first the pole pieces starts going bonkers, and then the cable starts failing. That's why it's a better practice in my book to get the cable away. And although it doesn't really look that much, but so let's go through the hardware. So this is actually 2 of the pieces you saw on the schematic. Sorry, I'm gonna put a little more light because it looks very dark on my end. I don't know on your end how does it look, but on my end looks
good.
Dark. Looks good. Okay. The thing is, this pokey finger is already inserted in the other plate, so you need to get to this hex screw, which, well, let's get through first what's in the box. We got tessa tape, tons of tessa tape. We hold everything.
Hey, I think you have to transfer that the hook that's on the one to the other, if that's what you're going to use, if I remember correctly. I think it's different for the bass brackets, but it's probably very similar.
Yes, but as I said, that's the big difference. So basically, by loosening these screws,
yeah,
you can open this gap to fit the wood, right? Which could be here.
Okay.
Or if you wish, it could be here, right?
You know what I did? I took my bracket and I bent it up so that it would clear the bridge, and the thing still mounts well to it because of the angle, the place where I bent it.
Yeah.
It was a safe place to do it, and it works well. So just that's possible for you.
What I'm remembering is, yes, if you have space, which is not the case unless I choose to put it up here, which is going to be really awkward and clumsy. Then you have to remove this side of the part. So this side, by the same screw, gets totally out. Then you can replace it with this one that allows you to float the mechanism like it would be here. We're gonna get to the tools and get to the instructions.
Actually, I have a question. I forgot how important the placement is. Do you need to access the thing regularly, or you just set and forget?
Both, because
the volume and the mix.
Are there some like buttons to use functions on or something, or is it?
That changes your preset usually.
This switch is synth basically. Standard pickups, the mix of your standard pickups, or both at the same time. If you want the synth and your guitar sounding, going through whatever routing you choose, that's your switch. So that should be used often. These two switches can default as a thing they come as program up or bank up, but they can be mapped to anything inside the synthesizer.
Yeah.
So it could be turn on reverb, turn on delay, whatever.
Like a
sequencer start or something.
Like foot switch.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this will, although it comes default as patch volume, can be mapped to anything in the 55. So you could be doing cutoff with this one. So both. You can set it up.
I didn't think
to
of that one.
Forget.
That's cool.
So yeah, you can set it up to set and forget, as in at the moment I have basically bank up and bank down, because 55 goes in 3 patch banks, and master and synth volume. Sorry, no, master volume for the whole patch. That includes the custom engine and the guitar multi effects, because then the synth volume I can control it with the rocker on the foot. But because I have not had the chance to get creative with it yet, but I want to get creative with it on a shorter. So it's good to be away from your playing motion, but on reach, so you can do whatever you need when you need it to do. So, and that cat is Ivar. Is the boy, and he's really vocal. Not so much the girl, believe it or not. So, here we go with the goodies. So, first of all, they have to include something, but this cable, I mean, better than anything, and this is the lesson they learned from GK2, which is GK2, like Guitar Full knows, you still have your TS quarter inch for your guitar,
and a 3.5 millimeter. Yeah,
it's a 2.5. It's a mini jack, a headphone jack going into the pickup. Have you ever had that connector fail to you?
No,
I don't think so.
No.
The only problem is that little patch cable, being quarter and 1/8 inch, if you lose it, no shop will sell it to you.
Right. And if it's too short or too long, you're stuck with it.
Exactly. Kind
of. Isn't it just a mono cable? You can use any version of that, right?
Yeah.
This one, yes, that's that's the lesson they learned. They did a double quarter-inch, so any pedal patch cable would do the job.
No, but you can go to Guitar Center and find a mini to a 1/4 inch as well. So.
Yeah. Well, you go to Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon, yeah. For mono, I think you probably have to go to Amazon.
Depends where you are. It's an extra hurdle that is not that easy. Yeah. Because you can find TRS to TS or TRS to TRS 1/4 to 1/8, but TS to TS 1/4 to 1/8, because before Eurorack, TS 1/8 inch was basically nowhere. Nobody wanted that. Nobody was
Radio
using
Shack
that.
used to have, but they're extinct now. So
exactly, that's my point. All the places that would provide you with that have disappeared. That's why they decided to go double 1/4 inch, so that it's just 3 extra pennies for the second bigger connector.
Or not.
Radio. What I don't like is that it's too big for me, and is right, as in it's not a 90-degree angle. So what I do with these cables is I cut measure, cut it to measure, cut one of the connectors, use a pan head TS 1/4 inch or something that would go angle and flatter, and that's the way I like to do it, just because I'm clumsy as fuck. So the less things in the way, the less chances to screw it.
Yeah.
But as I said, that is this connection here, which GK5 doesn't have. This connection is missing in GK5. You don't have the chance.
Yeah. They did everything different.
Which to me is a mistake in itself, but hey, that's me. So,
it's not as good. But that's why they still sell the JK3.
I don't think they're still selling as much as they're just liquidating the stock.
Yeah.
Because obviously Roland, a long time ago, since they passed the hot potato to Boss, and Boss decided to develop the GK5, I don't think they have been making any new pickups at all. They're just selling out whatever is left in the warehouses. That's why I better hurry up and buy my second guitar version so I can have a spare. Otherwise, I might not be able to buy it, because these things don't survive use. So I don't trust buying a second-hand one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new ones weren't very common when I got mine, so it could just be the time period. But yeah, they're not. You find plenty of used ones, but not a lot of new ones.
They're facing off basically. It's old technology. It will last as long as the stocks last, and that's it. That's what you get. So, what else do we have here? So
have you seen the Ghost Tech Hexpanders? They
yes.
Yeah.
The Payeso system. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking about getting for my Strat.
That's what I used on my classical that I built.
Good.
Okay.
We'll have a show about that one, because the problem with the Gotek is the string separation is better. You have less crosstalk.
Yeah.
But the rumble increases. So it's ideal for guitar, but I don't know if it's applicable for bass.
Yeah, because it's basically a microphone. Well,
it's a piezo beat. It's a pressure system. Yeah. The system that so far really excelled and mastered the GK3 technology, the 13-pin technology, is what I saw Victor Wooten using on bass, which is basically you have to change the neck on the guitar and route the body to accommodate electronic contacts per fret. So each string with a specific fret with short one specific and one specific is faster, less miss triggers, no rumble issues, because it's actually electrical contact.
Yeah. It's basically like keyboard switches on your strings.
Yeah. Yeah,
which is cheating.
I think you would lose a lot of the dynamics, though.
Well,
you could still recover that up with a string pickup. You could still have a string pickup and recover all that. Yeah, it is. No,
Yeah,
Guitar
exactly.
Hero only has 3 though.
5, in fact, but
Or
yes.
5.
Yeah, 5 buttons.
Don't know, don't care.
I've seen the times I saw Victor Wooten using it. Yeah, no problem with Dynamic Meg because the guy is actually slapping on synthesizer sound.
It's a bass, right? So it's a lot different than guitar.
It allows every single technique that regular bass allows. Yeah. So this wrench, this Allen wrench, is the one to give you the spread here. So loosen, and it will allow you to open the grip as much as you need, to the point that if you don't want to use the flat mounting one, which here is padded with some kind of, feels a little bit almost like a latex-ish type of foam.
Yeah.
So it should be respectful with nitro. But I don't know.
Hopefully.
I wouldn't trust it.
No, I don't trust anything on nitro.
I would put leather in there, maybe, or
neoprene would work.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Even neoprene scares me, but yeah.
No,
this feels like neoprene. That's
okay.
Well, but that's black neoprene. The uncolored neoprene is what all the expert guys say to use against it.
So for everything that you would probably use that neoprene for, I use unbleached cotton.
That's even better. That's even better.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Put some cotton gauze under them.
Yeah, that's what I did. I bought the cotton bandage tubing that's unbleached.
Yeah.
So
what if you put some saran wrap over it? Is that bad for the guitar finish?
That would be bad, probably.
That would be horrid. Yeah.
Okay.
That paint would come right off with the saran wrap after a couple of years.
Once again, remember, depending on what type of guitar finish.
Yeah.
We're talking about the old style nitrocellulose based.
Yeah. Well, they're still using it.
But it's an old technology that we're still
like
using.
An old Les Paul or something like that? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, or new Les Paul.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Any quality guitar, really.
Any high-end luthier.
Hold on. I'm not saying that poly finishes aren't acceptable on high quality guitars. I'm just saying you should know what finish you have if you've spent a lot of money on your guitar.
So it's fragile like shellac or lacquer or something like that, or is it?
Well, shellac's pretty much impervious, and not only that, if you need to do a finish repair on it after the fact, that's real easy. Nitrocellulose lacquer, it's really tough to fix.
What are Chivas Regal's bags made
of?
of?
Yeah, you know what's really funny that you say that is that's the other thing I've used is the Chivas Regal bags. Because
Regal bags in the trumpeting world, if you want to store your mouthpieces.
Yep.
It's like wrapping trumpet. Oh, Chivas Regal bags.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Any kind of cloth.
I've put a Chivas Regal bag over a guitar stand before, so I could use it.
You don't want anything that leaves fibers and stuff like
or
that.
Or felt, some kind of felt.
It's basically a felt, but it's a high quality, very dense felt, I think.
Yeah.
And it looks like Chivas Regal too. So.
Which is, guys,
you get the pleasure
is exactly
of the bottle before you get the bag, right?
Which is exactly the type of felt they put in this side, which is meant to be
that's
touching
good.
the wood. Okay, so it will be neoprene touching here, and on the rubbing on the edge.
Yeah,
that's felt. But I believe
they use felt everywhere before on
this one.
But they're using a lot of these synthetic things that are plastics, and they will basically leave black marks.
So that black foam padding they use to hold ICs and stuff, that would fall apart, right?
Yeah, and the stuff that they pad headphones with that rots after 5 to 10 years.
For sure. Yeah.
And there's so many foam plastics out there that are just bad. But use bad. Use cotton or cork.
Cork is the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Roland's famous for red glue in the JV800. So.
Don't mention the red glue in the house of the JV, please. So, these are the parts which I believe is the one that is meant to be adjusted hovering, and I still think I need to go through this. I still think we need to use this one somehow. Let me triple check. This one is felt cover on this side, because this one is meant to be touching the outside metal of the finger clamp. So this one, first of all, let me tie this up, because you can confuse one with the other. Having two sets lingering around, it's not fun. So let's put this away.
Come here.
So, because now we need to, in fact, let's check on that first. Okay, while I'm at it. So this is all the small lucid stuff. A small Phillips screwdriver, in this case, to set up the string screws, the string spreads, string spacement, and possibly to attach the control unit to the mounting plate with one of these screws. Measuring filler gauge. This is the recommended height from the top of the pickup to the bottom of the string. I think this one is 1.2 or 1.1 mil. The guitar one I think is 1 mil.
Yeah, it's 1 mil.
For the case that you might want to, or you have the room to mount the pickup itself floating on the guitar. So I'm not going to use it. I can find it later. But basically, it's as a set of two small springs and two long boot type long screws, in case you want to put the pickup floating on the springs and regulate the height with the screws, which I don't think is going to be this case because there's not enough room to do that. And this is what I was commenting, these little plastic sticky clamps, so you can secure your cable on the places you need it to do,
and peel off,
which is what the guitar doesn't have. The guitar could do with that thing, with those things. So this is the one I'm not totally sure why it's even here, because it's huge. It's kind of neoprene or EVA. It's more like EVA foam, and it's sticky. So I assume it's if you have some kind of Gibson 3-post, possibly for my Thunderbird, to really prop it up.
Yeah, Gretsch or something like that. Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't see why would you need this huge.
Well, you put that under the pickup if you use the screws and springs.
Yeah.
Obviously,
but it still is a lot. Yeah, it's a lot for a bass guitar. It's very few guitars I can think they might be needing that, but they still give it to you, which is it's kind of bizarre. The tool set of these pickups is proportionally varied and complex as cheap and nasty the build of the actual pickup is. I don't get it. So many attachments, so many accessories to make it place properly, when you're gonna have to replace the pickup if you are touring with it, possibly in 5 years, because it's gonna be rusted and broken. So
that's why I just use VHB tape.
You talking about just the pickup or the actual thing with the knobs and buttons? That also goes bad easily?
It's the connection between the two.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, they're permanently connected though.
Yeah.
Or semi-permanently.
Did you just cut it off and resolder another thing on there?
You could.
There's like 12 wires in there.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Well, 13 in fact. Well, yes. Sorry, it's true. It's 12 wires plus the shielding. That's the 13.
Yeah.
Sorry, in fact, double shielding. It has a wire shielding and a shielding that goes on the case of the 13 pin.
Yeah. Well, you know somebody who can solder these teeny tiny little wires, right?
Well, technically me, because that's my job, but at least they give a magnifying glass to do so. Or a housemate, which is building PCB motherboards with 0.001 gauge capacitors. Basically, it's a poppy seed. Think about a poppy seed and half it. That's the capacitor. She's using a microscope to do so.
Yeah.
And air soldering, obviously.
Yeah. There's not too many people who can do that.
Nope. So basically, all this bag is just I would call ludicrous variety of sticky solutions to affix the hex part of the pickup.
How often would a guitar or bass have like such a high gap between the strings and the body that you have to use those shims?
Well, they're all different.
You will
thickness.
never use them all.
Yeah.
You will never use them all. I mean.
No, I know, but I'm just wondering. Are there some that will really need it? Like it's really drastic, or is it you just have to kind of guess around, figure it out?
They give you way more than you need.
Yeah.
So these already, I don't think any normal flat top bass guitar is gonna need it.
Yeah.
So you never. I mean, I can think once again. Yes, think about Thunderbird or a very high Rickenbacker, something or a Riviera, something with a
art
that is not a flat neck, flat top type. That is more like cello or contrabass type. Yes, then you have inches in between, and you might need to use them all and use this to prop it up, but it's, I don't know, most of the people that uses those basses have no freaking interest in synthesizers ever.
You can get other brackets, by the way.
You want to make the MIDI pickup the same height as the normal pickups? Is that the idea?
No, it's to get the MIDI pickup
1 millimeter.
This close to the strings.
Oh wow!
The width of this piece
so
is the maximum height separation.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Between strings and the pickup you should have.
Damn.
Bigger than that, and the pickup goes mental. That's why. That's the other reason why they want you to put it as far back as possible, so the bouncing of the string is not that big. It's basically micrometers.
I see.
If you put it here, you're talking millimeters of bounce of the string. Right. So it would be slapping on the case and obviously causing mistriggers.
Vibrating, buzzy.
Yeah. So I understand this is basically protection. Can't remember what it is for. I need to read. So first, let's see the actual hardware. Well, in fact, first let's remove the strings. Oh, let's be a little sensible. How long have we been here doing this?
Forever. 2 days.
3 hours.
2 days.
2 days.
3 hours.
Shall we call it off, ladies and gentlemen? Shall we call it off?
We could pick it back up another time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna undo this way.
Why don't you do this, Ed? Think about like filming all of this, and then next time just playing your film of putting.
Yeah. Because we've seen all the hard part.
we get the theory.
No, yes, but okay, no, that's not it.
How long do you figure it takes to do it? Good. I mean,
No, it's not that long. It's just that I appreciate the interaction.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's things you have asked that I would never figure to put in the video. That's why I'd rather do this. And because I need to do it sooner than later, because I need to start practicing with it. Wait a second. Why did I remove this?
I got nothing going on here myself.
Yeah, it's only 9 o'clock here.
You have lives, and although I don't.
But over there, you're like
just waking up, right?
Why am
No,
what time is it there? Yeah, it's pretty late there, right?
there?
It's like 4 in the morning.
Wow.
Jeez.
No, it's like 1 or 2.
It's 3 in the morning, right? 5 hours.
No, 2 a.m.
Well, you're a vampire, right?
2 a.m.
Really? It's 2 a.m. here. Why?
Yeah.
How could it be 2 a.m. there?
No, I was saying what time it is there. 2 a.m. there.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. for me. So yeah, we're gonna call it quits, and we're gonna.
Okay.
Perfect time to start delicate engineering projects.
Oh hell yeah!
2 a.m.
Okay, now I got it.
When
I'm
you
a
work
little
at
slow
six-
now
when
right
you
now.
get up, it's like 6 in the morning or something. No, you get up earlier than that. Crazy hours. Right?
Who is?
You.
I wake normally for work. I work at 4 o'clock, 4 a.m.
In the morning. Yeah.
4 a.m. Yes,
That's when you
Wow.
start.
Pretty crazy.
that's when I wake up.
Oh.
Then I start working at 7. I have a very stupid and
Oh,
long
okay,
commute.
yeah. I used to wake up at 4 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
I go to bed. I go
years.
to bed at 4 a.m.
I call 4 a.m. first piss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Have you any of you have heard? Because basically all the knowledge I'm acquiring nowadays is through reels, either YouTube or Facebook. That technically in medieval times, you were never meant to sleep in one go all night through. It was understood that you would wake up halfway the night, have a snack and something, and then go back to bed for another 4 or 5 hours.
That's like an inverted siesta. Huh?
So,
Yeah.
so they call it first sleep and second sleep. And I've felt, at least for me, my natural rhythms are 4-hour cycles. And in particular, I use a CPAP machine.
Okay.
If I get a solid 4-hour cycle of CPAP on, you know, I'm good for the rest of the next day, kind of thing. I have reset properly. And it took a lot of years to figure that out and everything like that. But I now also have the pleasure of being able to sleep into whenever, and sort of that first sleep and second sleep is definitely a thing in my cycles.
Yeah, but
I actually went to sleep at 5 this morning.
Still living that NAMM life, aren't you?
Well, I was doing rideshare in San Francisco last night. The Super Bowl's coming, and so there's crowds all over the place. It's pretty wild.
You got the Super Bowl? Oh, good luck.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, Super Bowl is not. It's down the street from where I live, and it's just going to be awful.
Is Taylor Swift involved again?
Probably.
Is she playing
Okay,
guy
so
or whatever? No, whatever.
yeah, let's not start in Taylor Swift and.
I couldn't even tell you who's playing, so I don't follow football. So
I don't care.
Probably not San
wait.
Francisco, that's for sure.
It's funny that none of us know who's playing.
Well, what is even
football, but
more
I
shocking
don't
is
follow it. So you know.
Yeah.
more shocking is that few of us actually even care about it. It's like I couldn't care less.
I think a few of us could guess who's not playing.
Well, it's not me.
Because if the Ravens
Definitely.
were playing, we'd be hearing about it.
Yeah, that's.
for
I
sure.
don't know about that.
I couldn't shut everybody up about it. Good guy.
So are we talking football still? Are we?
Football, yes. American football.
Football anyway. You still kick it
The one for
now and then.
sissies and dads.
Yeah. Only one guy does.
Only one guy does.
If you want to get a laugh, listen to the old George Carlin routine about baseball versus
Oh,
football.
God, yeah,
That's great.
baseball versus
I mean, don't get me wrong. What is shocking to me on baseball is the fact that it's very uneven, because even the way you do football with the breaks and the offensive and the defensive, you're kind of hot for a kind of even period. But baseball is do a lot, do nothing. Do a lot, do nothing. Do a lot, do nothing.
Same with football. That's why it takes 4 hours to play 1 hour's worth of football.
That's why everyone eats and drinks like crazy to get past the time. So
they need the Gatorade in tanks, in 20-gallon tanks.
Baseball is a game that's best enjoyed live, not like watching it on TV's okay, but you got all the yakety yaks and what commercials. You sit there live, it's pastoral, you know, exactly that. Like you don't miss something. In football, you miss something. Like, wait, what happened? I just missed it. You know?
Well, even worse is golf. My dad's a really good golf player and a huge fan. And he plays golf all weekend, then he watches golf all the time. He watches reruns of golf. I'm like, enough golf already, Jesus.
Well, he would say the same thing about your synthesizers.
No, but he actually has played with Arnold Palmer on TV, so he has skills. So yeah, he's.
Well, you've been in the ARP booth and NAMM, and you have been around. Who was that? Stevie Wonder.
I wasn't there when he came by, but I got to know Alan Howarth, and he's amazing. So
you see, same thing.
Yeah. So does anybody?
It's the same thing.
Does anybody in the UK even follow cricket anymore?
Yes, a lot. In fact, one of my workmates in the factory, he's a let's call it young leagues cricket coach.
That always looks like a fun game.
It's another sport that it's more lived than actually watched. Sorry, that makes more sense doing it than watching it.
Well, that's true of all sports.
There's a lot of cricket around here. The Indian guys brought it with them. So I saw a cricket bat the other day.
What do you mean brought them where? Because I believe it was the Commonwealth that brought cricket to India.
No, but I'm saying but here because we didn't have cricket here.
Yeah,
in USA, okay.
And
we got rid of the British.
Silicon Valley, the Indians are there's huge population here for all the IT stuff and all that. And they all play cricket. So
cool.
Yeah, I had a friend I used to visit. She lived in an apartment complex, and there was like a little open lot next to where I'd park. And some of the local kids would be there with the bat, just playing a little small scrimmage, not a full setup or anything like that. But they had the bat and ball, and a few wickets or whatever you need to play a little bit. And
guys,
I love it.
You don't need to move. Just let me wrap this up because if anybody is still watching, they want to leave. Trust me. So, thank you very much for watching.
We only have 2 viewers right now, so it's okay. So,
still, let's be considerate. I like to do that. So, we'll be back on February 6th, Friday 6th, the 6th of March, same hour, same time. I'll see if I can follow up the installation of the GK3 or just bring a video and explain whatever's left and actually do some get into the software side, the actual setup, which is even more crucial than the actual hardware installation.
And more fun.
And more fun. But it's more crucial because that is make or break difference.
Yeah, sometime in the next month I'll get my guitar set up with my GK3 that I bought. So
sure, if you got the time and the skill, if you can film it, pass it to me and we'll show it.
Yeah, I'll have to do it in segments because it looks like a pain. I didn't know you had to have that close to the string thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
that's why it's easy to do with the strings on.
Yeah.
If you can.
On a guitar. It's easier, it's handier to do, or if you know what you're doing with the strings flappy, but on the guitar, yes. So
I invite Jeff, if you want to try and put this rig up on my fretless bass back here, you're welcome.
Sure, sure, no problem. I'll do it.
So thank you very much. Please come back the next month at same on the 6th at same time, and until then, make some music, have fun, and have a good life.
All right, take care.
See you. Night.
Night.